Hello, everybody. As you all know, the 1 year anniversary of Summer Wells Missing is coming up. And I noticed that they put out a new music video today. Um, it's by Robin Lane, the church lady. She taught Summer. You'll see throughout the video, they have footage of Summer with her. And I want to see what you all feel about this video because I'm not sure what I feel about. So let's get that started.
I can't sleep without your smile in my mind. Those little arms holding my hand so tight.
Oh, I forgot to mute, so there might have been an echo. Let me fix that. Okay, so this is Robin. She's the one singing the song, and as we all know, this is Summer Wells. 1 year on Wednesday. I can't believe it. I'm going to rewind it in case there was an echo. I apologize. A little out of the loop on here. So let's start this again, and I will mute. And then we will do, everybody can discuss what they think may have happened as respectfully as possible. And yeah, we can give a moment to remember this is all about Summer. Not the creators, not the circus that this has become, but about Summer.
I can't sleep without your smile in my mind. Those little arms holding my neck so tight. Dance, my child, to your own tune of life.
How beautiful. How beautiful is this baby's face? And a year later, we still have no answers. Hey, Audrey, replay. Memphis Mama, Blissful, Allison, Christy, Laura, Gary, everybody. That guy was in here. Canal, hello. B plus, Violet. Look at this baby's face. Oh,
We all will wait for you to come home tonight. People say there's no way you will. People say it's not wise to get involved. How can I just sit at home and pray? The shepherd himself, he did more than.
okay. So one thing somebody pointed out to me is the different sceneries going on. It depends how you look at this case is how you will look at this video. We will discuss it entirely after, but I have to pause because of copyright. So just be mindful of what we're seeing here. And no, we will discuss it shortly.
Pray. went out and he searched. Tonight, where to search in this big crazy world? Where would those tiny feet run? Dear Lord, where? Father knows, and I know the Father, my child, and I know that if it's His will, He will reveal in His time. Yeshua, all for your glory, God. Your glory alone, reveal her safe and well. And while you do rescue 1,000 more, bring them all home, safe in our arms.
Let me mess with my Wi-Fi really quick. I don't know why I'm not coming in clear. Look at this beautiful little girl's face. This is what this is all about. Summer has been forgotten amongst the mess that has been happening. Let me try to fix my Wi-Fi. We have a storm coming in.
Safe in your arms tonight. Please, Lord, reveal. Please, Lord, redeem. Lord, reignite. Rescue, restore. You can work miracles, but how can a good God allow your children to hurt? We don't understand. Open our eyes, Lord.
What do you guys think about so far? But does it appear like they're trying to profit now with this music video? What do you got? I don't know. It's a little weird to me. The video is just a little weird to me, but we'll wait until you guys see all of it.
Open our ears, Lord. Open our hearts, Lord. This isn't from you. Halt all the lies of the enemy. Expose him for what he has done. Show them all to our God. Meanwhile, Lord, give us all hope. We need hope. Let us not condemn. Vengeance is yours.
So they used they're using footage from her disappearance. Do you really, Sherry? Hey, Rhodey Gale. Hey, Don K. Everybody just coming in. This is Robin Lane. She is a church friend of the Wells. She was also the classroom teacher of Summer. Summer spent a lot of time with her. She's the one that the Wells said Summer inspired to be like, that she really adored her. I agree. The video's a little weird, right? Gives a little bit of a weird feeling. We're going to discuss it. It's very, yeah.
Dear Lord, we pray, dear Lord, for justice, mercy, and life. We do believe you have the power to save tonight. It's okay to cry. It's okay to scream. It's okay to doubt. It's okay to be. It's okay to question God. He's a big God. This he can take, and so much more. These children at his feet. It's okay to smile. It's okay to live. It's okay to hope. It's okay to breathe. He's a real God. He gets your fears. He's been there too. He'll get you through. It's okay to trust in God. I can sleep knowing you're on your throne, knowing you care for us, knowing we are your own. Please hold us tight and hold our children to comfort our hearts. Speak to our souls. This we pray tonight. Comfort our hearts, Lord. Speak to our souls, Lord. This we pray, oh Lord. Comfort our hearts. Speak to our souls. This we pray.
Okay. Listen, when it comes to an exploitation of this child, a creator made approximately $68.70K between November 2021 and January 2022, according to Playboy. Due to estimation, I say around $58K, $63K, 3 months. So wrong. Oh, Remy. So here's a few things I want to see if anybody else noticed. Did anyone notice the photo revolution, evolution, whatever you want to call it, going on there. The photos went from you seeing a healthy, you could just see a drastic change. You can see a very drastic change in the looks, the appearance of the child. The video is a little weird. Candace Grandis, Don, Hunter, Allie, they all know. In my opinion, I don't and have never believed it was an accident, and I strongly believe whatever happened was planned. Do you really, Lindsay? Hey, Sandy. Thank you. I seen your comment on, and you are welcome. Anybody is welcome to come up and give their opinion on what you think may have happened. I do want, the biggest thing I want taken from this is there is no answers yet. And as of right today, she has never been declared deceased. Do not give up looking. Do not give up. You know, there's so many rumors out there. And the one thing we know for sure is that there are no answers. There's no answers at all. Yay, JoJo. I hope you have a great day. Hey, I don't think they'd have no answers a year later if an accident took place and they panicked. You know what I think? Well, I'm going to say this. I do not think the Wells are clever enough to get away with something. It blows my mind because we see them. We've heard them come on here plenty of times under alcohol influence, right? Possibly other influence. But what they never did was slip up. They said a lot of stupid things. They've done a lot of stupid things. There's never been a slip in what they think has happened. I don't think with that type of panic, they'd be able to pull something like this off. That is my sentiments. Yes, I don't think they would. You think I hope not. I agree with that, Dawn. A lot of photos were tempered with to make things appear. Okay, we do have... You're not coming up here. No, thank you. First off, you're not going to do this during something that has to do with Summer Wells. You can't be that. If this is you, you're just getting booted. So, I mean, this is a serious topic. Yeah, thank you. Get away. So that was Whiskey trying to come up. Why you would try to come up during a serious topic is beyond me. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Why would you try to come up during this? All the times I drop links during drama and everything else, and you couldn't click that, and you're going to come up when we're talking about Summer Wells. Are you kidding me? What a piece of shit you are. You just prove it every day. What is wrong with you? I mean, seriously, there's something wrong when you try to do that. Come on, this isn't that type of stream. Knock it off. It's infuriating. So anyway, if anybody else that wants to really come up, not because you're a piece of shit, but you have something, you'd like to discuss, or you have opinions, you have views, please be able to come on up. Hello, everybody. I don't think they did it because they're in the public too much. And that's what I said on Popular Opinion. It's just hard to, think that they wouldn't have slipped up. Merle and Janet, I don't know. But here's my thing. So if they did something like that, how do you think they would get away with it? Hey, no account. The man from the church is just on a funeral home burned up. Oh. Hey, Stella. Welcome. Do you really what the crock? Does anybody think this is a whole township involvement? Put a 1 in the chat if you think there's more than just a family involved in this. Because I've heard that a lot, and it could be possible. They've both taken off. Well, Mimi, with the thing coming up, I can see why people would why they would leave. Abracadabra, you are magical. I also don't think they are savvy enough to beat the lie detector. Mine, and here, right. And they've come in on here under the influence a lot, so there's a lot of 1s in chat. But not only that, here's the other thing, Naughty Audie. Don't you think the boys would have spoken by now? Amanda has two assumptions. Something accidentally happened, they panicked to cover it, or it's something much darker and more sinister. Oh, Dawn, I understand. Let's see, Black Cat. Didn't Grandma slip up recently, made a comment about before Summer died? Did she, Black Cat? Has anybody else heard that? Put a 2 in the chat if you've heard that. I know that guy. You know what I can think? The only positive outcome would be that she is somewhere living a better life. That maybe she was sold. Candace gave up her 2 kids before this due to drugs and abuse at the hands of the man involved. Grandis abandoned her kids to run off for years. Candace has never had any stability and isn't mentally sound. Candace is with a friend. Don's in jail. Gag order on the boys. Absolutely, it's too much and too many moving parts to keep the entire family in line with a lie this long. I agree. 2, I didn't hear it. 2, I just can't make up my mind on this. I still can't get over it. Why would you try to come up here during this? I just can't get over that. Unless you have something to add to this conversation, I can't believe you would do that. It would be easy to take her because her parents were drunk or high all the time. So do you guys recall in the very beginning? Let's go all the way back to the very beginning. They said that there was the dogs traced her scent down the drive, right? We know that day they were hanging out with Hunter. They picked up a prescription. I wonder if Candace was off doing whatever, making some type of trade or sell or whatever. And Summer went down there to look for her mother, and instead somebody else found her. I'm sorry to hear that, Dawn. I'm so sorry. Consistent and constant state of intoxication. Sometimes will believe their own lies. That's very true, Remy. But didn't they pass their drug test? Oh, well, that was Bullhorn Betty, and I heard another creator say it once. Did anybody check the trees? Maybe Summer fell asleep in one. Yeah, because kids are always sleeping in trees, especially at 5 years old. I mean, it seems to her kind of naive. She let that guy go all up in her home filming, and she didn't even think about what the public would say about her home. Yeah, unpopular opinion, there is that. Drive through the timeline is the problem. They did say there was a big gap in the timeline. Hey, Supra, snatched from Nana Drive. That's what I think. I think maybe she went to look for her. I think some weirdo who knew the family house was late and maybe they abandoned the school bus. Oh. But her scent didn't go that way, did it? Many prayers to you, Dawn. Many. I'm sorry, Violet. I've always wondered about the tree cutters. They must have seen the family behaved. One of them may have. Summer was about to start school, and the day after she disappeared, CPS were scheduled to make a visit. Is that for sure, Mitch? Hold on. Speaking of children, I think one of mine may be near. Summer was about to start school, and the day after CPS was due to come. Would there be any cams where? No, apparently not, Remy. Apparently they didn't get the trail cams until well after the fact because people were trespassing on the property. So I don't know if there would have been cams. And it's kind of a secluded area. You think Grandma sees very, Grandis? Denominators. Oh. I thought the same about the school bus and the tree utility people. I pray she is safe and well, whether it be in heaven or in another home. My mind changes a lot too. Garden's case, whatever happened, I hope she's at peace and not suffering somewhere. The Summer's body could have been put in a hollow tree. But I think the dogs would have the dogs, the drones, the searchers, something would attract to that. I mean, we also heard the rumor that there's a chance that, gosh forbid, but that Don put her into one of the drywalls that he was working on, right? Ellie never searched Beach Creek. They asked the residents to check their property. JSB has trail cams. Okay. All done. I wish you were up for talking, but I understand why you're not on. Is rumor Jody Sue taking the trail cam footage? Well, I'll tell you what, Jody Sue has been suspect from day one as well. I think she is a nosy nobody neighbor who saw some type of profit in this for her, rather it be through the public eye, but she definitely has done a lot. Donwell said he would see his daughter at resurrection not even 2 weeks after she went missing. Most parents would never stop wondering. The child's alive for decades. Yes, CPS had a scheduled visit the day after she disappeared. The day after. This has to remind us, and I'm going to use this opportunity to say this. This is why you need not to play around with child services out of personal vendettas, because they're already a backed up system, and you hear too often of children either being murdered or no answers to what happened, but child services was involved, right? They just didn't get there quick enough. They disconnected them. Could they have been worried that that maybe Benny had access to it? JSB is Jody Sue Brown. She's the neighbor that claims, first she says she heard a scream, and then the next one was, then she heard Summer scream, and she has done nothing but further muddy this case, and she did so for the benefit of money for herself. She can't be trusted any more than anybody else. But that, you know what, Sugar Bee, but that could be their education level. That could be common for their area. Look at what's happening with me, Sugar Bee. People are picking on my verbiage, because that's not how they would speak. So something that, the past tense and everything, that could be their education level. I rather think, being hurt, hungry, cold, and danger. But she could rather me be in another place, a better place. She could be in a happy home, right? That's the best alternative. I agree, Allison. Major overhaul in every state. Major. They need a major overhaul. Has her own. She does. She has her own channel. She has her daughter as a mod, and she is definitely, every time I tune into Jody Sue, which isn't often, it is nothing more than word salad sprinkled in with dry bacon. That is it. I know you don't, but let's face it. I make stuff. I make up words. I mispronounce words. I'm not I'm human. You got to be kidding me. All right. I hope you have something to benefit this current topic. Why isn't this coming up? Hello. You have anything to add to this case?
Yeah, I have a quick question here. By the way, my name is Whiskey OG.
Yeah, people know who you are. What's up?
And I'm curious, are you a true crime investigator or a case discussion channel now?
I'm whatever channel. I can do whatever I want with my channel log.
So,
I've always looked about the Summer Wells case. Do I have monetization on? Do I have advertisement on?
Well, you advertise for everything, and it's usually typically.
I never tag anything.
Listen, honey, it's typically fake advertisement on this fucking channel.
Okay, but you're here watching, right, Wog? And you're going to distract.
Hold on. Quit freaking out.
I'm not freaking out. This is about a missing little girl. This isn't about your personal.
That has been exploited by all these fucking pieces of shits around here for fucking months now.
I completely agree. And again, I don't have advertisement on.
All right, can I ask you a question here?
What's your question?
I want you to. Why can't you finish any word with an ing?
Because of what does that matter? Are you kidding me?
Listen to me.
Why can't you kick alcohol, Wog? Why can't you kick alcohol?
Say testing? Listen to me. I'm not trying to fight. Can you please say humor me and just say testing one time?
No, can you just humor me and say rehab one time? Can you do that? This is about Summer Wells. Get out of here, you fucking loser. Get out of here. Well, this is these are the type of people that just aggravate me. We're having a nice conversation about a missing little girl, and this little piece of shit wants to come up here and run his mouth. I've been discussing this case since the moment I've gone live. I do not have advertisements on for it. I have never exploited this case. This is a regular conversation that we're allowed to do. Unbelievable. I hope everybody just got a good taste of who Wog really is. Major piece of shit. Again, people want to talk about people's verbiage, right? I can't say ing, or maybe it's where I grew up, Wog. Can you say piece of shit? Because I can. Unbelievable. Yeah, come on, Viv. Come get him. Hello, I see you.
Yo, Jess. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm great. You know, that was a bit of bullshit, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what it's always something that he does is, that was the first thing he did, right? You see a couple hundred people. He wants to come up here and say, oh, my name's Whiskey. Yeah, people are aware of your name. You've been at the bottom of the boat for as long as you are because people are aware of who you are.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to allow him to disrupt this whole thing because this is an actual serious topic. And
exactly.
He could come up during any of the other drama panels, but he chooses now because that's what he does.
It's fucking
he wants
sick,
to
you know what I
this little
mean?
girl's
Yeah.
name.
Hijack it, yeah. Hijack a, case. That's why anyone, that's why it's harder for people to find her, you know what I mean? You've got all these morons trying to hijack everything, and that's just the same as people running streams, tagging her name without any of it being about her, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Welcome, Jen. Thank you, Mike. Well, and there are, and he's right about that. There is a lot of people who have exploited this little girl. You're not coming back up, Wild. Go away, seriously. There is a lot of people who's exploited this little girl, and that's for sure.
Totally.
And it's horrible. And a lot of people,
Sick.
One lady recently raised a lot of money to go to for the 1 year anniversary, whatever these people are planning on doing. And now she says she can't go, but she raised all that money to go. It's things like that, or like Remy mentioned earlier, somebody made $63K in 3 months.
That's obscene. So there needs to be laws put in place so that people can't do this sort of thing. Long overdue.
I agree. Well, you see that's going on right now with the Rusheks. They're trying so hard to get a change in YouTube so people can stop exploiting these cases.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's any money raised should have to go to like the, authorities or like charities helping these situations, you know what I mean, that are reputable, not to any individual,
Right.
So what's your personal opinion on like the case and what happened? Because I only just really got here because I was busy. I'm actually back in England at the moment. I was just speaking to my parents for the first time in like 5 years. So
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
I have a lot of opinions. I fluctuate. I don't know. One thing I've learned throughout all of this is YouTube does not make cases better.
No,
that's for sure.
Right. That's right.
But we've lost the whole innocent until proven guilty. That has definitely gone away here.
Definitely.
It is completely opposite. Yeah.
Mob mentality all the way. Because people just sit at home and they just want the scapegoat. They just want something. And you are used like that. You were used as many people's scapegoats I've seen, and it really pisses me off. They just seem to target the best people, and people just want anything, and they just want a lynching, you know what I mean? Which is really fucked up. But it goes back to, primordial, early human days where that was in vogue. That was what everybody did, so it's kind of sadly still a part of some people's DNA to be that way.
Agree. Yeah, and it shouldn't be. Okay, Dawn.
Yeah.
Whiskey, just go away. Seriously, this isn't time or place for you. Just go. You're not coming up. Go away. I mean, my gosh. Unbelievable. So how did everybody feel about the video, the music video? I don't know how I think it was sad. I'm glad we got to see more photos of Summer.
Yeah.
But it was very odd. It was also odd at the same time. The timing of it, the structure of it.
I found it pretty macabre. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. My citation is off. Mods are not dropping any pay links. The video Robin did was released today. We were talking about it. Just went live. What's the issue? It's a personal issue, Amanda, and we all know that. Apparently, he has a problem with the way I pronounce words, which, I have a problem with a lot of things you say. We can discuss it at a different time. We're not going to do it right now. That's not what this is about.
Exactly.
Yeah, super. It was hard to watch. But it was beautiful photos. It was difficult.
Yeah, it was hard for me to even see the thumbnail for this, and it makes me. I mean, I don't even have kids, and it makes me feel just sad. That's all I can really say. Sad.
Thank you, Dawn. I would love to get anybody's perspective on what they think may or may not have happened.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my own theories, based off cases I've investigated in the past, things from where I've grown up type of thing. So those similar situations where, I do come from a very dysfunctional background, and I come from a drug background, but I'm not anymore. But I used to be in those circles, not meth, but, cocaine and things like that, and ecstasy. So I'm familiar with those houses where people come and go, and they're drug houses, and the kids are left to their own devices. And I can see very clearly how a very sick individual, a predator, could just easily take advantage of that. You know what I mean? And
without a doubt.
Yeah, because that's when I thought about this the other day. Alligators, crocodiles, they're predators. They don't go out looking for prey. They wait for the prey to come to them. They're opportunists. They bask in the banks. You know what I mean? And in the bayous. And when they're not in the water, and they just wait, and something will come along eventually, or they'll find something to pick apart eventually, and that's the same way these child predators think and operate. You know what I mean? So I look at it in those terms, and it would be very easy in such a dysfunctional house where the parents clearly neither of them cared about any of the kids,
right.
For someone to just see that.
I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. You know what, Whiskey? If you put this much energy into getting into a rehab, as you do as to get on my panel, you might be successful. Please stop. Stop. Hello.
Hi, Jess. How are you, honey?
Good. How are you? Thank you for coming up. Sorry I had to
Listen,
given the current situation.
you are very welcome. And first, I want to say that I'm sorry for everything that's happening to you. It is not fair, and people are so judgmental, and I am absolutely sick of that. But let me say something, and I'm going to try to stay very calm. Wog, who I have known for a very long time, deserted his family and moved into a camper that his brother owns on his brother's property in the driveway, a small camper, lived there, ended up having a girlfriend that he, of course, treated like shit, as he always does. And he's a loser that will not pay any child support to his kids or visit his kids because he will not keep a job anywhere. He will not work. So he doesn't need to come on your panel and say anything about what you do and what you're talking about, because he is a damn loser.
Yeah.
Still trying to get up here. Still in the backstage.
Jeez.
But if I, excuse me, if I ban him from studio, guys, I know it sounds easy said than done, but then anybody who tries to come up on my thing has to then be verified. And that's not fair to
I'd love to talk to him. I would love to talk to him. Yeah.
Well, you know what, Paz Advisor, he's just trying to disrupt a very nice live.
Yeah, this is important. This is bigger.
He actually just wrote in the backstage, let me F that bitch. Let me F that bitch is what he just wrote in the backstage. Feel free
whatever.
Who's he on about?
Yeah, let me F that bitch. You're so cute, Wog, but this isn't time or place for you.
Yeah, you couldn't even you couldn't fuck any woman. He's probably got a limp dick.
Oh, F her liar. Oh, well, Wog, go freak out on your panel about it. You're not doing it here. Sorry. This is taken away from Summer, and this is what he wanted. I'm not going to have it happen.
There's some fucking pisshead who wants to make a tragedy about Summer Wells about himself because he's a fucking loser.
He is a loser.
You know what I mean? Because I'm in the middle of working and he's got fuck all to do, so he thinks he wants to come and ruin your job.
Well, he's trying to disrupt, so let's just ignore him because this is what he wants. Maybe Coots will allow you on her panel later to explain yourself, but it's not going to happen here. This is about Summer Wells, and I'm not going to let you, Wog, take that away from this. We're not doing it.
Huh.
Exactly what he wanted. I know, it's what he wants, which is why we're not going to do it.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it.
They can, now he's threatening her. You're over, bitch.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Come on. Anyway, they can go ahead and argue in the black chat, but this isn't going to happen here.
No.
Last comment. Let's see, Remy's last comment. Oh, Remy, I wish you could come up. Oh, yeah, I got it. Yep. I got it. So, the music video was released today. You're not going to talk to me like that. Shut up. If anybody wants to argue in the backstage with Wog, click the link. You're welcome to. I don't have to add you to screen. Found her after their parents were murdered in the early 80s. Some Texas was when she. Oh, no.
Wow.
A 40-year-old woman was just found after her parents were murdered in the early 80s in some Texas woods when she was an infant. Sometimes these cases do take.
Yeah. I saw that on YouTube. Yeah, that's crazy.
He has everybody block Cheryl. That's how he's able to keep his chat room the way it is. But okay, so the music video was put out today. It was put out by this Don Wells YouTube page. It was done by Robin Lane, and they did a lot of her parents were part of a cult. Baby Holly, I've heard about her. Yes.
That's cool.
They did a lot of footage from the search of Summer.
What cult were they from? Like Sons of God or something like that? Children of God? The Moonies?
Is that for the Holly?
Yeah. The cult that parents were from, I was wondering. Is it probably like the Moonies? Probably them.
Yeah.
Because of the area as well.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to add this banner and then we'll add this trunk. You're not going to keep threatening women in my backstage. You're not going to do that.
Exactly what the fuck's that about? And Violet says she'll be in Ireland in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's nice.
I'm lucky. She's lucky I won't let you up. Hello?
Well, it's about fucking time.
Yeah.
Hey, positive advisor. There's nothing positive about you or your fucking name.
Kiss
And there's
my
nothing
ass.
fucking positive about you hanging out on a
Kiss my
fucking
ass.
fraud cancer fucking channel, running
Kiss
your
my
fucking
ass,
lying
you
mouth
loser.
on a lying
Fraud
fucking
cancer
channel. I
channel.
want your fucking proof, bitch.
A fraud
What
Kiss
cancer.
job am I
you
at? When did I
loser.
desert my family?
You deadbeat dad. Kiss my ass.
Right now,
How about that?
stop running.
Oh,
Dude,
I'm not scared of you, and you can't
Show me
sing
the
or play a
receipt.
damn guitar.
If you're not going to
Go
show me
fuck
the truth,
yourself.
you're just another.
Bob, where's the proof? Why do you need $1,200 for a guitar? When
Yep,
you talk about that.
yeah,
Like,
you get a great electric for
because he's a
20.
dry beggar. He's a dry fucking beggar.
I've never once raised funds ever for my cervical cancer, nor did I lie.
Let me talk.
What?
gonna
Yeah,
let me
you
talk?
go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk.
Okay, I want to see receipts
Politely.
of
Receipts for
everything
what?
you just fucking said, positive advisor. Everything.
Can you put the
Yes,
word?
because if you
can
don't,
Can you
if you
say the
don't,
word talk?
that means from
Can
here
you
on
say
out
the word
publicly,
talk and put the
you
L
have
in it?
no fucking credibility down here.
Can
and
you
hang
say
out
the
on a
word
fucking
talk
lying channel.
and put the L in it?
Positive Visor, he says no credibility down here. This is a guy who brags about being in a boy. He really just isn't worth the energy that we're giving him right now. You're the only one.
Bottom of
Listen,
YouTube.
you
Bottom of
motherfuckers.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Show me the fucking receipts and proof. I'm asking for it.
Where's the burden of proof? Like, that's so paranoid.
Give it
like,
to
just
me.
Because some people are like that.
Hey,
Doesn't mean
listen,
everyone
kid,
is.
I'm not talking to you, kid, till your nuts drop. Shut the fuck up.
Fuck you.
I
He does
want the
sound like a
fucking
man to
receipt.
you.
Hey, do you want to say
Show
that
me
to
the
my face?
receipt.
Do you want to say that to my face?
Show me
Do
the
you wanna say that to
if
my
you
face? I'll
don't,
fucking
you're just
hit you
another
back.
lying
I'll
fucking
fucking
piece of
hit
shit
you
on
back.
you.
I'm not a woman.
Listen. He's not worth the energy.
You're not a man. You're a little
This-
woman, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I'm a little woman. I've fucked more women than you have.
You fucking,
Limp
fuck
dick
you, little
fucking
simp boy.
trailer park
Fuck
trash.
you fucking simp little bitch.
Thin little
he
boy,
wants to
yeah.
talk
No,
about
you're only
Sam.
self-projecting there, pal, because you can't get any. You can't get any. You only get fat
Some
bitches. That's
fucking
all you
little
can
twit
get.
that
That's
thinks
all
she's
you
fucking
can get. 'Cause you're an
positive,
old
running her fucking
whose dick
sick
doesn't
dick
work.
suck fuck.
Whose dick doesn't work. You're an
All
old
right,
alcoholic
listen.
bastard whose dick doesn't work.
Listen,
I could
Jay.
slap you around and I could fucking.
Hey, he's gone. Everybody calm down. He's gone. This is what he wanted. This is what he gets. He's gone. He's not worth the energy of any of it. Let him
Yeah.
go to his channel with
Yeah.
his 5 supporters and run all his mouth. This is about Summer Wells. This isn't about him.
That's what he get. You know, I'm not having him come here and threaten women and try and undermine something like this. It's fucking ridiculous. He's a fucking pleb.
especially during this case. This is all he wanted.
Exactly. That's why all the emotion came out. I don't give a fuck about what some dried
He's a
up
damn
loser says about
retard.
me, but it's more to do with what he's doing.
Well,
and he knows what he's doing. You know,
This is a 50-year-old man who spends his time on YouTube drinking in his car, driving
Yep.
under the influence, and
Yep.
bragging about how he's part of the boy. Okay, put that into perspective into real life, and this man is entirely too invested into everything except for real life. It's ridiculous.
And using women for money to
Right.
just get money.
older than my father. He's older than my father, and he's acting in this way. That's hilarious.
Right.
It's fucking hilarious.
He needs to grow the fuck up and get in rehab.
My dad has flaws, but he would never, ever act in this way. He would never do something like this. You know, he'd sooner die, you know, so at least there's that. At least he makes my dad look like a fucking angel.
Right.
Absolutely.
But anyway, this is enough about him. Let's talk about Summer
Yeah.
because this is what he's trying to do.
I'm sorry, Jess. I'm sorry,
no,
Jess.
I'm
But
sorry.
I handled
I'm
that one.
sorry for losing it like that. I should be better. I should be more professional.
Me too.
Right.
I just wanted to. I just didn't want it. I just didn't want him to think that he could just come in here and fucking fuck with everyone. You know what I mean? It's just not on. Especially women. The majority of the people being in here being women. You know, so it's like.
Replay crew, you're behind, hon. He's been booted.
Thank you so much for defending women. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, I love them. You know, so he clearly doesn't.
All right. So back to the dark side of the government looks so good, especially blonde children's. Yeah, I mean that's always a possibility, isn't it? Unfortunately, there is no real answers yet. There's only but I don't understand. I don't think the parents would be able to go this long without ever slipping. There's no way that, I mean, in my opinion, I just don't think they're educated enough to do that. I don't think they would be able to accomplish that. I think they've been on here many times drunk and they've never slipped up. So
Exactly, they're not clever enough to pull off a hoax like that, you know, like a whole swindle like that, because they're not clever people, you know what I mean? They're not in Mensa, they didn't go to freaking Harvard, you know. They're just ordinary folk, you know, and ordinary people slip up.
And you have the FBI involved. There's a lot of involvement. I don't think they'd be able to trick people.
Yeah, there's no way they could fool the FBI. If the FBI thought they were in any way involved, that they would be taken in.
Yeah, but Amanda, don't you think they would have spoken to Grandis and got that out of her? The boys had been...
They got out the boys, social workers could get out the boys, skilled
Right.
FBI investigators who've been doing this for 30 plus years, the best in the world, second to none, can break anybody. You know, even trained military people could be broken by them.
And here's the thing, though. We also have the fact of it is coming up to a year, but there's still a chance that arrest will be made soon. Sometimes it takes a long time.
Totally. There's this case where in England about this boy who went missing, and they in 2007, and they just this year they arrested 2 guys in connection with his disappearance and arresting under human trafficking and various other offences. And for some reason they've been allowed out on bail. I wouldn't allow them out on bail. I'd keep them in because there's a big high risk that they're going to flee and also possibly reoffend. So hopefully that goes to trial, and hopefully they get convicted, because that family need closure, just like every other family does.
Yeah. Bless Lulu, you really think so? I've never thought of that. I don't know about that. I don't know. 1 year on Wednesday, unfortunately. Delaney, do you want to come up? Yes, so that there is another family member missing. It was Candace's sister. People have tried tying Don into that, but they were in a separate state at the time.
Yeah.
But they do have a long history of criminal behavior. Some people can stink at book smarts, but brilliant. I agree, Sabrina, but they're not. So you think they would be able to pull something like that off?
Sure, they have street smarts, you know what I mean? But like, it's the emotional side of things where you have to be a psychopath, and a very intelligent psychopath, not a schizophrenic that's disorganized, a psychopath, a clinical and cold psychopath. And they're not. They're just not. They're sociopathic. They've exhibited those traits, and I'm no professional, but the way he describes the fact that he thought he'd see somewhere in the resurrection, Don, I'm talking about, in such a cold way, to me suggests a guy who has pretty much no emotions. You know what I mean? If he doesn't have emotion over his own daughter, so. But then that being said, it could be any number of things. It could be she had an accident and they were fearful of being held negligent, so they buried her, and they're not guilty because they didn't kill her in their minds, but technically they did with their negligence. So there could be some cognitive dissonance there that's enabling them to conceal it. So who knows? I really don't know.
I just don't think they would have that ability. Just
really?
With the dog stopped at her feet. They would have only stopped at JSB feet if she had Summer on her. So the dog stopped at her feet, at Jody's feet. Okay, Delaney. The news said that she was last seen by her brothers walking out her back door. And there's a big gap in time. Candace is missing a big gap in time. Yeah, Rose Bly. Parents have something to do with it. I don't think Don did now, but I still have questions about Candace. I also think it's possible one for friends. Do you guys remember when Candace went live and she was clearly out of it? I just feel like with all the pressure, all those substances.
Yeah. She's sick.
Yeah, I would think that
it's the one thing she's got. She hadn't. If she had known about it, it would be the only thing she had, type of thing, because that's what everyone wants to know. And then that gives her some sort of power and importance. And of course she'd give it up, because it's like this, like that makes her important in her mind. You know what I mean? That makes her the center of attention. And of course she's gonna please people in that way. It's I reckon.
I don't know.
It's
That's
like
my sentiments. We are. Everybody, that is our thing. Innocence till proven guilty. And I mean, there has to be answers somewhere. There has to be answers somewhere along this way. Don had nothing to do with Rose's disappearance. Were they crappy parents? Absolutely. Are there many questionable things about them? Absolutely. But I don't think they would have gotten away with it this long. People read too much in the suspect's plans. I think just like Brian Laundrie and the Wells or whoever, they would not have foreseen all the what ifs on social media have questioned.
Yeah, that's true.
But I also don't think they would have opened their doorways to people the way they did if they really did it. I don't know. I think it, what's that? Chris McDonough, they had him come to their house. There's you know,
Chris
they've been
McDonough,
very,
yeah.
they were actually the ones reaching out to YouTubers to try to get more informations.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
like Chris McDonough. I think his story is a very inspirational one.
That's what happened to account. It got muddied on YouTube. Too many people started exploiting it. People were coming up with, you know, purposely
Bullshit theories, yeah.
Yeah, reaching out to Candace just to get her to slip up. They were doing it to
God.
the mom. They were doing it
Oh,
to
yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, because these like these Midwestern mums, the moms, or should I say, think that they could outsmart like what FBI investigators could and TBI investigators couldn't do. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's insane. And all these like, there's really negative side of it as well. Like all this like people claiming to like know where she is through like spiritual foretelling and things like that. And like, as you know, I'm involved in obviously spirituality, and to me, those people are the worst of the worst. They really are scum. You know what I mean? Trying to take a missing child and manipulate it for, you know, manipulate people's heartstrings for money and give them a load of lies. And I know it's lies because it doesn't work like you're giving exact answers on things. It doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? So they're full of it. Certainty. Nothing's certain in the world.
I agree.
Yeah. I've been missing you as well. Like even though like there's a bit of bullshit then, like I've been really missing you. I think a lot of people have their Jess what's it, withdrawals. Yeah
I agree, Don K. That was another thing. People are always painting Candace as being this horrible mother, and I think she had her traumas from her own childhood, but I've seen a lot of photos of her out with the kids, doing things with the kids. She did a lot more with her children than I see a lot of these YouTubers doing. You know, so there is also that. It's this, people don't understand that these are people who lived very neglectful and traumatic childhoods themselves.
Yes.
They grew up in an area where they were, you know, education, and people are picking on their verbiage like we see done with me. That doesn't always mean, you know, the past tense, the way they speak, that doesn't really mean much.
Exactly.
As far as people try to make it mean.
Exactly, it's nothing. You know, I talk with an accent. You know, I say slang words. You know, and you know, I read a lot. You know what I mean? It doesn't just. I could speak in a certain way, but I choose not to. You know what I mean? Because I feel I'm going to speak in the way how everyone around me growing up spoke. You know what I mean? It's a cultural thing. You know, and it allows you to remember your childhood. I don't think anyone should be shamed or judged by their intelligence, by their dialect, or by the way they talk. You know, and I think. With them, you know, I think Candace in particular had like a teenager's mind type of thing. Like she wasn't emotionally developed very much because of her like neglect and abuse that she suffered in the past. So I think like she has this kind of flippant attitude about things where like she doesn't take anything too seriously. So it could easily see like an accident happening or something like that. But like you said, and I agree with you, with all the drugs and with all the drunk lives and stuff, like she'd have slipped and capitulated eventually.
Yeah. Well, Mimi, that's the other thing, especially the way social media has overrun this. They're not going to release anything they have. They're not going to give it up because they could ruin. Look how quick people run with rumors.
Exactly.
She says she doesn't follow the time. They've far more simplistic lives. Is that really you, Delaney? Hello.
What up?
Hey. What do you think happened here, Delaney? I know you've been following it as well.
I have, but one thing I didn't do was follow any of the bullshit with Dawn and Candace.
Absolutely, bless Lulu, please do. So you weren't watching when they were going on panels and things they were saying?
Little bits here and there, but most of my info I would get from, you know, Amanda Beta, right? So she didn't do any of the really, but she would tell me, you know, like, and keep me up on what was going on. I just didn't, I mean, a little bit I did watch, but I always felt that for like, same as you, they, as time went on, I don't think they're involved because they'd be up there completely wasted.
Yeah.
And I mean wasted.
Yeah.
that something would have come out.
Of course, like it's really alcohol is truth serum in the end of the day.
And pills.
Oh yeah, definitely mix them together. You feel
Oh yeah,
completely numb.
you tell all your secrets when you
Yeah.
do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, I can't believe it's going to be a freaking year on Wednesday.
It's crazy at the same time as well that there's so many other cases that just spring up every day, you know what I mean, or every few days, and it's like, don't get anywhere near that amount of attention.
It got out of hand because of some creators.
Yeah.
And because Dawn and Candace wouldn't stay off YouTube. So
well, that's what it came down to.
The limelight, don't they?
Yeah.
It came down
the narcissists.
They kept the case alive, which they said they did for this reason, to keep their daughter in the spotlight. So it depends which way you want to look at it.
Yeah, I get that, but like creators having them on wasted, I would say I'll have you on, but you can't be wasted.
Right, and they wanted that because it was content. It gave them content.
Right.
But I also think,
to be honest, when Candace was going live herself, when she was not coherent, it hurt my heart so bad I couldn't watch it. To see her that, like, she must be in a lot of pain. I get that, but shouldn't go live like that. It's upsetting to see.
Yeah. It's like a cry for help type of thing.
Well, and I think that if you, all right, so, and you got to look at it from this way too. If you had already had prior addiction and you're a drug addict and you had your entire life flipped upside down, you had the media.
Jess?
Yeah, I was going to say, is that me?
No, it was,
And I think a lot of it also turned into a circus when it came out about Don's behavior as with his sister.
Yeah, exactly. I know. It's sad.
Yeah.
Sad how it did become, though.
Yeah, I mean, it became a tabloid thing, and that's definitely not what it should ever be, especially when involving a missing child. You know what I mean? It should never, divulge into something sick and tabloid-esque where it's like who slept with who type of thing. Like, fucking hell.
It was almost like it was glamorized, and I hate to say that word, but it was.
No, that's what it was. You're right. That's what it was. And people love to do that, to milk it for all of its worth, and some really debased people who are fixated on things that really don't matter, in a pursuit of wealth,
Yeah, it's just it's mind-boggling. But yeah, I absolutely have followed it this whole year, just like I say, not.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting on Dr. Phil when he mentioned, was it the Cornbread Mafia? And then they started crying, like, what the hell? Like,
Oh, Dr. Phil, he glamorizes shit.
Yeah.
He's known for that.
Want to know a story about him? I mean, my uncle, he works in TV, works for the BBC in England, and he had a friend who used to work on Dr. Phil's show, and they said that they were going to get a Christmas bonus like they would every year, and and instead of getting the Christmas bonus, they got a packet of coupons. That's what they got. They got coupons instead of money. And they've been overworked and, like, underpaid and underappreciated, like, the whole year.
I bet you they all get his wife's skincare products too.
Yeah. No, exactly that. Exactly. And his friend said it made him want to quit being involved in television altogether.
Well, yeah, because when he was just on Oprah, he was kind of normal, and then he turned into some big tough
megalomaniac. He's a megalomaniac.
If I was ever on his panel, I'd just stand up and say, "You're a dick." And just...
Yeah. Yeah, it's like all them kids, like that kid who went on, is like, because he was like smoking weed and all that. It's like, why should this be a pariah? It's better that you smoke weed than drink. You know what I mean? Because when you drink, people become violent, and you can die from alcohol.
Exactly. Yeah, he's weird. Sorry.
Yeah.
If any Dr. Phil lovers out there.
Live in the 80s where, like, people thought, like, one puff of marijuana and you'll die.
See, no one's like Donahue anymore. Remember Donahue, anybody?
Yes, yeah, I know Donahue, yeah. Regis and Kelly.
Yeah, and he was awesome, but they
Yeah,
those
Phil
kind of
Donahue,
shows
yeah.
turned funny. Yeah, Bill Donahue.
He's a card him. I know like any
Welcome,
like
Mike.
Irish American. I know of him because I'm like of Irish descent. So
Yeah.
like I'm big on anyone who's like Irish American. Like
I like.
I'm a big Rosie O'Donnell fan as well.
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not, I think she's really funny and actually really sweet
You guys are
compared
getting
to
a little
Ellen.
off
I think
topic
I don't
here.
like Ellen.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, Jess.
Okay, let me say one more thing, and that's it. Phil Donahue interviewed Peter Criss from Kiss, and that was awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those 4 kids, they did seem happy. A lot of people are like, oh, them poor kids. They seemed
Yeah.
happy because you got to remember, when you're living in that, you don't realize, especially as a child, that what you're
Exactly.
living in is abnormal.
It's poverty. You
I
don't get
know.
it because it's all
And
you know.
They
it's
were
all you know.
content. They were doing, they always seemed happy. Thank you, Mike, for becoming a member. Welcome.
You know what hurt? You know what
Looks
hurt
just like my
too
father.
is these boys have been told they can't talk to their parents about summer. How horrific is that?
Exactly.
That they've got things I'm sure that they want to ask their parents or speak, but apparently they are not allowed to speak about summer, and I think that is disgusting.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mitch, I do recall that there was this rumor because there was a little girl that was seen and she did very much resemble Summer. And I understand that right before they went on Dr. Phil, Candace was told that.
Really?
Yeah, that I think, we think Summer's been, yeah. So I that played in. So that's the thing. So people, you got to remember that the media is clipped to do what they want to do, right? We see it all the time on here, right? People clip something and they claim this is what we said, but they leave out the rest. Same thing with the media. I think from the beginning, this family was painted to look guilty.
Yes, they were. I believe so too.
And I think that Robin's shady, very shady.
Yeah.
I mean,
I also think it's shit. Like they want to push. There's always a media narrative that they hammer on. You know what I mean? And it's like that idea of them being like behind it all that sells more, doesn't it, than some stranger in the night? Because then you have a face to put the evil to. You know what I mean? It sells more.
I don't want to offend anybody, but that church is a bit whack, in my opinion.
Well, I think
it is. It's very weird.
Yeah.
And also, you're right, because the people keep thinking because the way they lived, they were poor. They were not poor by the means of poor. They weren't poor.
They had brand name clothing, everything. Yeah, they seem to do all right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, to me, they'd be considered poor, but I mean, to most.
Well, what would make you consider them poor? Because they didn't keep up with their house. I don't know why people think that dirty equates to poor. They were not poor.
No,
but they lived like a different lifestyle. They didn't live
I should rephrase it, not poor, a hand-to-mouth lifestyle. Not poor by any means, but they spent money as soon as they made it.
Their house wasn't their priority. That's all.
Yeah,
their house was not their priority.
Well, and she herself.
Hello, Jess.
My light's green, so.
Oh my.
Yeah, so their house wasn't the priority, but they had vehicles, they had food, they had clothing, whatever. They just...
Yeah, like I said, I was probably wrong to say. I mean, I meant to say a hand-to-mouth lifestyle, meaning that as soon as they got money, they spent it. But that being said, there wasn't a lack of money coming in. Poor to me, yes, because I make it. I'm not boasting in any way. I come from nothing, but I make a decent living. So to me, yes. I mean, I don't have kids to support or anyone else to support. So
I'm a trust fund baby, so
Yeah. I mean, my kids will. If I have kids, they'll end up being that way. I mean, I don't want them to slave in a field like I had to.
No. I mean, the boys did look more well kept. That's another difference that I just noticed.
Yeah. I think could be. I don't think they were like really weird in any way, like religiously or politically. I think they were just fairly normal. You know what I mean? In that sense, they weren't, incredibly religious or like hardline political. They were just pretty much,
I think they were just
average.
regular folk for where they come from.
For typical of their area and the
Yeah,
background.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
If it was, I want to ask people a question, like, if it was a family from Beverly Hills,
yeah,
in this
exactly.
situation, would they think it was the parents? That's all I'm going to ask.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for a split second, sure, your first thought is the parents. You know, you got to rule them out first.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Jess.
I think they pretty much have been not necessarily ruled out, but they've been unfairly treated.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Without any evidence, really.
I could play that phone call, Mimi. I could play that. Well, and that's a big misconception people have, that if people are dirty or the house is dirty, that they're poor.
Yeah.
Poor people fucking clean, guys. Cleaning, it's energy. It's not money. It doesn't take much to clean.
So the little hoaxes they did were a bit troublesome.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know what that was. Why that? Well, they were trying to trick to find out who was the leak. And they figured it out really quick that it was Don's sister, because look where she took everything. That's why I don't think these people are that educated, because look how that prank ran back in their face.
I know. Yeah.
I don't think they would have done that if they'd known that it was going to turn how it turned, which looked really horrible on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, something about Candace's cries that night, they sounded very believable. I'm not sure that was a...
I did. I believed it. I did.
Yeah, I did as well.
To me, they seem genuine. You know what I mean? They don't seem like she's
I was
on anything else. They seem like they're in the moment type of thing. Like she's real. She's been genuine. Like, I've seen people pretend and things like that. Before, like crocodile tears and all that. But that wasn't it. Jess. Oh shit.
Is she gone again?
I hope she might. A daughter or like one of her kids might just need her for a second.
Oh yeah,
she sometimes does that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had to mute for a second.
That's fine.
So that phone call said a few things to me. One, that they're either really good actors or they were deflecting from. That was real pain you heard in Candace's voice.
Yeah, totally.
To me, every time, like I say, I was totally duped.
Well, and there's the cornbread mafia, right?
Exactly. I've always wanted to know that. I always used to think they were called the Dixie Mafia, but I now hear that they call themselves the Cornbread Mafia for whatever reason. I don't know. But, maybe they were buying drugs from them or something like that. I don't know. They got tied in with them somehow.
Well, the way she responded to it was very worrisome.
Yeah.
They lived an outdoor lifestyle. They were more worried about the kids having things to do outside than inside. There's nothing wrong with that in that area. I agree, and that's what I try to tell people from the very start is you have to look at their area, the way people live around there. Then everybody, when they hear things like this, everybody goes to their personal experience, right?
Yeah.
Well, in my area, we don't talk like that. In my area, we don't live like that.
Yeah.
When I went to my doctor, I wasn't told that. They don't realize that the world's bigger than your experiences. And
it's the ego that people do that about. They think that they've seen the whole world as it is, when you have to, being an adult and growing up is realizing that you don't have all the answers and that your experiences won't compare to other people's, and that it doesn't mean that they're right and you're wrong, or the other way around. You know what I mean?
Hey, my mom had to stop putting me in pretty dresses because I was barefoot in the mud. Same thing.
Well, and that's the other thing. People ran with the whole, why was Summer's hair shaved? Why was she dressed like this? Why was she always filthy? Why was she this? They were outdoor children.
Yeah,
exactly.
Kids the thing is, people don't realize because of their property and the area they have, like they would always be out type of thing. And kids these days, they spend a lot of time inside, a lot more than I did, and a lot more than any of us would have done growing up because of all the Xboxes and all the devices and stuff. they're always going to be out. You know what I mean? And they had I'd say probably a better life in that sense than the kid in the suburb, who lives in a concrete jungle, in New York without any kind of adventure in the woods,
Yeah, them kids were always outside. And I agree, Mimi. Candace was primarily alone with them. Don was always busy. He was always working. He admitted as much himself. What do you guys think of Candace being jealous of Summer and the attention her father gave? What do you think?
Possibly. Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
Yeah, because like I said before, I think she has the emotional intelligence of a teenager. So it's all about her. So that would make sense in that context,
Her and H's relationship kind of gives me some weird vibes too.
Same here.
Yeah, so there was that rumor that H was very traumatized by something he went through with Candace. And then there was also that he now has a girlfriend that's pregnant and they're getting married. The winter clothes was always bothering. I think that Summer fell asleep in that hot car, and then church guy covered it up. So, a lot of people judge that too. How did Summer go from swimming to being in long sleeve and a jacket? Well, my kids are a pain in the ass. And they do the same thing. We're hot, we're cold, we're hot, we're cold. They don't, so you can't really judge off that so much either.
Especially after swimming.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think she was abducted, like perfect storm negligence, the wrong place, wrong time. That's where I go to, Jem, especially with where her scent went to, the bottom.
Same here.
She could have very well went looking for her mom, and instead somebody else seen her on the side of the road and grabbed her. It could be that simple. And she can be off somewhere, anywhere. Well, and then, okay, so we also have this. Did anybody notice, and the same thing with Summer, and I tried saying it during that video. You will notice that they both went from very feminine looks to very not feminine. The shaved heads, the dressing in baggy clothes, especially Candace. But Candace didn't always dress like that. So that was a weird transition too, which makes me think that something may have happened.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women will turn that way to try to turn off their feminine side if they've been violated in any form.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, after something big, whatever it may be, will change appearance to signify a change in being, almost a rebirth, like.
Yeah, kind of.
Me example.
She just wanted to not dress feminine anymore because she didn't want to attract the attention of the men, which it could be. There's just so many different, so many approaches from this. Could be a million things.
Yeah, exactly. She might have been trying to play down the thing like, I'm just ordinary. I'm not going to use my sexuality in any way as a way to present herself. You know what I mean?
KNS, you're right. There's that also time frame too. Was Don on his way home and he spoke to Candace the whole time, or was he not? Was he at work? There's so many what ifs. Just because a picture is posted on that day does not mean exactly. Bless Lulu. It would
what I would have liked to have seen is a judge order them to rehab, like
I was hoping for that
long time ago.
Yeah,
you would have thought that that's what would have happened.
I would have hoped, and I always would say, like on Cher's channel, like instead of doing this, why not get them the help they need?
Well, Cher profit.
That's the first thing that has to happen. Nothing's going to go forward.
Cher exploited the hell out of that family tremendously. Yeah. She was such a sneaky snake during all of this. And I said that from day one. If these people who claim to have been their friends and really cared about them, you would have protected them from the opposite of what you did.
Exactly.
Instead, she would coach them
and got them the serious help they needed in order to get their minds straight.
But not her, not Cher, because what Cher did was instead she would direct Don on what to say and what not to say. And then as soon as she would get mad at him, she would throw out there what she told him not to say and how to act. Why are you intervening with a freaking case like this?
It was almost like they were a bit like a couple, but not a couple. You know what I mean? Like,
the
way they fought with each other.
She used to say she doesn't understand why Candace hated her. I do. You literally admit that you would call her husband day in and day out.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, throughout the night. She flirted with him. She used her sexuality to get what she wanted from him. These are all my opinions.
With him. I'm glad you said that because
she seems like a very expedient woman.
Yeah. I always had a thought about the candy that her grandma gave her. The story was made up. Well, people always add extra details, right? Oh, and then we gave her a piece of candy. Like such a small, minute detail. with such a big case where that little detail doesn't matter makes you think it matters more, right?
Right.
But yeah, I didn't like the way Cher did things. I didn't like Cher admitted she told Don a lie. Right. Why are you interfering with a real life investigation? You're a YouTuber. You have no credentials at all. And you most certainly should not be intercepted in a case like this. Right. She would go from they're innocent, this is why. And I called Cher out on it. Matter of fact, it was two of the very first videos I ever did. Cher would say they were guilty, they were guilty, they were guilty, and I would argue with her. The minute she came in contact with them, she was screaming they were innocent, and she hit all her old videos where she investigated the
That's
church.
hilarious.
Yeah. And then she blocked me because I would call her on it, but I still stand by it. What you did was wrong. You changed your opinion to please them, to try to get good in with them. So you exploit them.
So,
And how many times did she say our relationship's done, completely done?
Right.
And then they're friends 2 days later.
2 days later, they're back to best friends and they're innocent. It was unbelievable. Summer was sick and Candace took her to Don to go to the hospital and she hasn't been seen since. No, I never heard that. Could be Mama Buzz. Could be. Maybe, we heard him freak out about the whole Jose being there, and rest in peace to Jose.
Yeah.
He did pass away.
That's sad.
Because as far as I see, he was just a guy who was in the wrong
Same
place
with me,
at the wrong
who
time.
did.
Yeah, Robin did change the missing flyers to take out the fact that her car was a car of suspects.
Oh my. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The red car.
The red truck with the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don did say he beat the police to his home, and the police said no, he didn't. They were at the home before him. And he messed up because he said when he was driving home, he saw people out looking for Summer. Cher is awkward as hell. Let's face it. That woman, I just can't. Because that's what she said. She say things to see Don's reaction. Right. Because that's what investigators do. My reply when she was on panel was, you're not an investigator. Amen.
Right.
To that. He passed away. I don't believe they ever said how, Mimi. It was like a sudden pass away.
Yeah, I haven't heard how, but I've heard that it is definitely confirmed.
And I'll tell you what, Jose was the only one that spoke of Summer in a very personalized way. She was happy.
He was emotional, yeah.
Yes, it was very genuine. Have you guys all heard that? Put a 1 in the chat if you heard what Jose had to say about Summer.
I heard.
Because I could play it really quick.
But you should play it for reference.
Well, everybody has these,
Yeah, totally. Everyone does.
And birds of a feather flock together. He was around certain people for a reason.
Yeah, and I've used to be like that, so I can empathize with the guy and know that he wasn't a bad guy. And just because you have bad company doesn't mean at heart you're a bad person. Just means you've been gone down a bad road and you've lost who you really are.
It was heavily indicated that Jose.
Not officially confirmed, but
Jesus
that's what is.
I really hope
much
not.
Going around.
I really hope not, because I know.
I'm sure there's a great chance it was. Look at how people treat people.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. The last thing I want would be that some assholes on here.
And I'll never forget that J. What's that JR guy writing? What's his name?
JRL.
Yeah, JRL. He made a video where he mentions says that Jose passed away and everything. Then he goes on to tell how Jose committed welfare fraud. It's like, why would you slander the dead's name?
In my view, who gives a shit if he did?
In the same video too. Like, why would you do? Why was that even necessary?
Exactly.
It's not necessary.
It's like even saying that. Just because even if he did do that, which he probably didn't even, does that mean he deserves to die?
He may have,
who the fuck would say that? You know what I mean? It's like
he may have done it, but it just wasn't the time or the place to say it. He's disgusting for that. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a video about Jose passing. I'm going to share really quick.
Okay. I'm going to mute.
Yeah, it's really sad. Very sad. This creator, I'll link them below. I never watched this video yet, so I don't know.
Hello, all. How's everybody doing? It's been an eventful few days, to say the least. So, as you can see in the title, I see you. Can you hear me? I need to turn this thing down because I'm going to be getting 1,000 messages. I see you. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, as you can see in the title, we wanted to bring this to you before it got out into the public. Jose has died. A little bit about this. I just want to tell mods, if people are not respectful in a time like this, then block them. It's just that simple. We're not going to throw around anybody's name who had nothing to do with this whatsoever related to other cases. So a few days ago, I got a message under one of my videos, and it talked about they needed to get in touch with me. Sorry. And I thought it was just they said they need to get in touch with me because something bad had happened to Jose. I thought it was a troll, and I didn't take anything to the comment. I didn't, So then I messaged Jose, and I didn't get an answer. And Jose always messages me back very quickly.
Sorry, I went to grab a drink. So I haven't seen a cause of death, Amazing Grace. I have not. What I will say is that Justice did a great job interviewing Jose. I guess there's really no reason to even play this particular video because it doesn't really give a reason. It just tells how people found out that he unfortunately passed away. The one he did where he interviews him about Summer was actually fantastically done. And I love the way Jose spoke so highly of Summer and gave us a little more, the parents would always be like, she was happy.
See you in the resurrection, yeah.
Right. But they never gave us like
any
if you ask me about my kids, I will tell you personal things. Like my son never misses a beat. He's on top of everything. He's creative. He loves Rubik's cubes and piano. And I could tell you so many great things, but the parents were never that detailed. And Jose coming along was the first time we ever got detailed descriptions about Summer. And that's when we learned about the kitten too and what Don did to the kitten. There was a lot of, shut up. I don't have genital warts. Get out of here. You're so weird, Wild. Go get a life.
Fucking hell.
These people that don't even know how to look into things, look into what cervical cancer is. You all sound like morons. It's so stupid. And you come in during this case because you're just gross. You're gross people.
Yeah, because they're just losers.
That was the first time we ever got to hear something actually fantastic. Yeah, they
emotional, yeah.
Yeah, it was emotionally done, and it was done from a place of genuine concern of Summer and care for Summer, and he told us how he would help with Summer, and
with a lot more emotion than, like you said, than the parents have ever shown about her, which is which is why I have suspicions more than anything, because of the lack of them. But that being said, there are people who are not very emotional about anything, and it could be their upbringing were displaying emotions, certainly when Dom was growing up, would be frowned upon.
Nobody said they were acting any different than usual, so
right, that was pretty much just how they acted.
They always were. Yeah. That's what people were generally saying, that they were never overly emotional.
Did he take down the interviews? Because I don't even see them on here anymore where he interviewed Jose. I don't see it on here. Thank you, Cosmic Wave. Those that don't want to hear it aren't going to hear it. It doesn't, make a difference. These people are just gross people that they've been wanting to find something on me. They think they found something. They have no idea. It's all seriously stupid.
It's so high schoolish, you know.
They're the only ones bringing it up. You've said your say, your final say. That's
Right.
it.
And I want to point out that I find it ironic after one creator makes over 5,000 on this, that they're suddenly going on a vacation. If anybody,
I know.
right? If anybody exploited
Oh
cancer
God,
for
what a
money,
bunch of idiots they are.
unbelievable, right? Okay,
Yep.
Carrie, that makes sense. So they're behind the paywall now. Yeah, I understand. I'm sure, he has to make his money somehow, and I'm sure a lot of people went looking for them.
I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. If my phone dies, my phone may die. So when I'm outside, so I haven't gotten angry at you or anything. I've just my phone's died.
Thanks, thank you, Jay.
For the heads up.
I didn't know Chris McDonough also is still talking about the case. That could be.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, McDonough. Yeah.
Yeah, he just gave an update apparently.
Okay.
Let's see that really quick.
Yeah, well, I'm hearing that.
I stopped listening to him too.
So did I. You know what, Delaney, I was about to ask you. What do you think?
Yeah, him and Cher got to a point, and I was just like, this is just not what I'm into,
Yeah.
What
do you think about him bringing up the alleged allegations against Don with his sisters?
Yeah, stuff like that,
It's a bit irrelevant, though, isn't it?
Right. It is in the grand scheme of things. I'm not saying, anybody that have had that done to them, whatever. I know that, but what I'm saying is just, those two seem to exploit Summer instead of doing. The only thing I liked what he did was that he went out there and talked to them.
Yeah,
on the property and that. And then after that, he just started glorifying Sawzo.
I think he got way too big for himself after that. I think, and it was Molly Golightly that said this. She said Summer Wells is a cash cow.
Unfortunately, it became that.
Right. And a lot of people were angry at her for saying that. But where I said, I kind of understand why she said that, because a lot of people were making it to be.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
not all.
that's true.
Not all.
Not all.
Some of them only did facts, and that's, like I said, the ones that I listened to.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of people, voices behind the wall, Cher, was one of the biggest ones. I feel like exploited. I think she was one of the first ones to turn this into a circus act. And you know what I noticed?
Yeah.
She often would change her tune about Don and Candace when she found out they went to somebody else's stream.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what it became. It was just so messed up.
You think the sisters did it for genuine concern? Do you, What the Croc? I don't know, Chad. I have so much. So here's my thing. I feel like, all right, if it was genuine concern, and I would respectfully, Chris Madonna, whatever, you would think it would have been held privately and dealt with privately, whatever came of it.
Yes.
Because quite frankly, all it did was take over the case.
It absolutely
distracted
did.
from everything, right, Delaney? It became
absolutely.
And then people started putting that on that poor baby's name as well.
I know.
But that means that happened to her, and her brothers had to one day see this.
Yes. Oh,
I don't know. It's just some things don't need to be publicly handled, and that was one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that should have been done privately. Absolutely.
Especially being an investigator, he has to know what harm that would do to this type of case when it's already a circus on YouTube.
Yep. So he's done a recent update.
Apparently, let me go see if that's true.
Okay.
See, here she goes. Agrees. Thank you. And if you don't agree, still thank you for being here. All right. So let's see if he did a recent one. Let's talk Candace to interview room. He sure did. Then he has a message from Candace to interview room.
No way.
Wells, the shed, the bottom of the property. He has a lot. That was another thing that was ran as a lie. That Candace said, no, you cannot go into the shed. That is not what she said. She said, I don't really.
My husband wouldn't like it. Like, that's his tools and shit.
Right. And then he said, oh, so we can't look. And she goes, well, you can. So she didn't really say you couldn't.
Right.
He's also involved with the sister's claims of abuse. Right. All right, hold on. Oh. Let me do this really quick. All right, so timeline during the first 48 years. I have somebody who did the whole timeline for us. Chasing Truth is wonderful. And she did a timeline so everybody can get a better idea.
I like her too.
Yeah. And I like cracking cases as well. I think they mean well. How about you, Delaney?
Yeah, no, I like them too. You know, I don't know. Benny, he kind of is funny in a way, you know, like his thing, but I don't really follow him unless someone has said to me, check out this such and such video that Benny did, and then I will.
Yeah. Sometimes if you need a good laugh, Benny can give you a good laugh because he is
good for laughs. He is good
very,
for
very conscious.
Yeah.
All right, which one should we try? Let's talk Candace interview room or a message from Candace. Let's do a message.
How long are they?
Chris always does long. I'll kind of skip to the good parts.
Okay.
Let's see.
There's somebody that's
this again.
Lie. People lie to law enforcement, to everybody. It makes me so mad that it just makes my blood boil.
Right. She disappears.
I don't know what else to say.
What are the possibilities in your mind? I know what your heart's saying. Your heart's saying she's with somebody right now. How would we know how to connect that dot? You and me.
Well, like, for instance, that Dobbs guy that was supposed to be camping across at my neighbor's house.
Right.
He was there that same time, and then Tony Hammonds, whoever the hell he is, he was down through.
Delaney, did you hear that pocket dial from the guy that was camping across the way?
No, what?
Where he's saying something to the wife, and Candace is in the background talking.
Oh.
I believe Amanda put it out. Let me look really quick. A lot of people played it, but it was really interesting because it was like.
There's so much, but yeah, I vaguely, and Amanda probably does have that.
Yeah, it was really odd. It was like she accidentally pocket dialed somebody, and her husband. She was asking her husband to sleep with her, or the guy to sleep with her, and
yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It is weird. Someone's got to have it.
Yes. Yeah, somebody brought up that rumor that that Don was hiding in the shed. If Chris really felt that way, why didn't he go and check?
I would have just sauntered over.
Right. She said, go ahead and look.
She did.
He decided not to. Oh. But something about Candace here feels genuine to me.
I know. It does.
Who was there when you got home?
There was nobody there. There was my mom mentioned the blue van across at my neighbor's house, but I just figured she had company.
Okay.
I didn't know about that was the guy that was trying to move in there. I didn't know that at the time.
Okay.
And so I didn't think nothing. I just figured it was neighbors. I had visitors.
Okay.
You know, I didn't think nothing about that. I gotta stop. I can't do no more. I gotta have a cigarette.
Now, I know people don't like, I'm very familiar with the Summerwell's case, just heard her name a couple times. Can you please give a brief overview of events, please? What do you mean, Chad? Please read my last comment. I'm with you. He's only in it for the money. All right, let me see. And you guys got to remember that. Oh, really, Charlotte? Okay, good to know. Thank you. You guys got to remember that imagine having 0 answers and everybody wanting you to have an answer.
Yeah.
That would absolutely drive me insane.
Yeah, I think if they were hiding something, we would have found out by now.
I think so
yeah,
too.
things don't add up and stuff, but I've never really been on the side that they did something.
Kimberly, I can't find your last comment. I'm sorry. Yeah. I didn't know that he would strike people. You would think that he'd want people to talk about this. This is fair use anyway, if I'm pausing in between a speaking. But you would think that somebody like him who has all this money and he's really in it to help solve cases, he would want people doing this, right?
Yep.
Makes it seem like he's only in it for the money. Little weird.
It's the 1-year anniversary. It should be spoken about everywhere, but not the bullshit parts.
Not the bullshit. It should only be about Summer and actual case, not the, rumors and.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, shit, if he's going to strike us for playing it, then we're not going to play it. Why would he do that? He is odd that way. He's a greedy. Well, you know what? I don't like you anyway. How about that? That's how I really feel about you. I feel like you're greedy as hell. I do.
I do too.
I'm sorry, I do. Nobody knows, Chad. They gave no answers. They said that Candace went over to help her mother, put on a knee brace, and turned around and Summer was gone. That's as much as they gave us.
Does anyone else think that that H was
Queen,
with them?
Come up if you like. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that H was with them because it was Med Day. I think that's kind of one of the things that maybe
absolutely
they didn't want to talk about, and I get it. But why else would he be with them doing shit when apparently they haven't had a relationship since October?
I agree. I agree with the 10 people in Philly. We're going to talk about that. So that was my other thing. I absolutely, without a doubt, believe that H was there for a reason. I believe it was prescription day. The whole family was excited. Yep. And that's why I lead to believe that Candace wasn't doing a knee brace. She wasn't doing it. She was either trading or selling.
Yeah.
And I think Summer went wandering down to look for her, and maybe somebody else grabbed her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it revolves around that.
Yeah.
Because, why else would he be there except for Med Day? And people do that. They don't see each other until it's Med Day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They might not necessarily hang out all the time in that, and even if Candace and Allie weren't friends anymore, if they needed some of Grandma's meds, they're going to sell them. They're $30-$40 a pop.
Well, and wasn't that weird that Allie says like how horrible of a mom they were, parents they were this, they were that, but she allowed her underage son to go hang out that day?
Right. Exactly. If my kids wouldn't be hanging out with anybody I didn't like.
Right. And deemed dangerous and bad parents either,
Right. Exactly. That too. Yes.
That was weird.
Yes.
I believe that was a big part of it. I, without a doubt, believe that was a big part of it. Doesn't make sense. How far could she have gone? She's turned her back. Exactly. Could one of them been sick enough to? Absolutely. Listen, people don't realize, but those type of that type of trafficking goes around a lot.
It happens, but I just don't feel that they did that.
No,
I don't. I mean, I don't know. I know shit. I know nothing, but that's just my feeling, I guess.
Your internal feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally lean most towards Summer ran into somebody else on the road that day. That is where I lean.
Yeah. And her scent ending at the end of the driveway is just really bizarre too.
Right. Right. And listen, Candace has said before, and I will say this, I agree with her. I'm not a time person. I don't look at time a lot. I don't know what time it is a lot. I'm usually, we're just going and doing things.
Yeah.
So when Candace says like 5 minutes, I'm the same way. What do you mean I was at the store for an hour? I was there for like 20 minutes. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
realistically, I was there an hour. So I can understand how she could mess that up. But if it came, and a lot of people are like, how could you forget details? dude, I can't tell you what I did yesterday.
Me neither.
You know, like if something like this happened to me, I would be out of luck, because I'd be lucky if I even recalled what color shirt my kids were wearing, because I'm just not that into detail.
Especially if she was, catching a buzz on whatever, weed or pills, whatever.
Right.
You lose all track of time on that shit.
Right. Well, Carly, I don't think, and if anybody wants to chime in on my opinion here, I'm not, but I don't think that they were very, I think at the church is the only place that Summer got to socialize with others.
Summer was 5.
Yeah. And I don't think they were very exposed to other people often.
Just through the church or at home.
Right. So was Summer, no, not to. I mean, she's 5 years old. She's a baby. Anybody could just grab her and throw her in a car anyway. Whether she spoke to the person or not, if that, God forbid, is what happened.
I always hope that somebody just took her to save her.
Yeah. What are the chances of that either, though,
I mean, I think it's wishful thinking, but a whole year and not a trace of nothing.
That's a great idea, Remy. Take a picture of the child every day.
Yeah.
Stranger danger, yeah. Very detailed oriented, like an elephant, laughs loud. In my opinion, though, when it comes to your kid, don't you know everything going on unless you're trying to hide? Not necessarily. No. Everyone does find the parents' behavior weird. I don't know if I do so much more than damaged. I think they're damaged people. That's right, Stella. A lot of drifters through the house. Jose.
Yeah. Just lots of people by the sounds of it.
Crew. A lot of people in and out in that format. Yeah. And then if they were into drugs and either selling, manufacturing, or buying, there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about the church?
The church just creeps me out. I'm sorry. I don't want to offend anybody, but it does. Like, I get, even when they do their singing or playing music, it just makes me uncomfortable.
Well, how about them getting rid of all of Summer's toys as well?
Yeah, that. And also, didn't they have some sort of plan for if a child went missing or something like that?
Right.
Like they had an actual, drill?
I don't know. I know I invited Queen Bee up if she'd like to come up. Hey, Allison.
Hey. Yeah, I think a lot of the problem is because people who don't live in very rural areas of the South can't comprehend what they lived like. And you was talking earlier about the house was a mess and all this stuff. They really did, I think, focus on having the kids outside because that's where the boys wanted to be. They had their motorcycles, all this. And that's normal a lot of places in the South.
Well, I grew up playing in the creek and everything too.
Yeah, and I think people really try to look down on them for that. But I don't see that as neglect or abuse. I grew up that way. We were outside all the time. My kids are outside all the time. But do I think the kids were neglected? I think in some ways they were. In other ways, I think they were probably really good parents.
I do as well.
I think the issue was their substance abuse. That's the only problem I would have. What those kids would have to listen to night after night.
With the arguing and the insecurities and the cheating and that's very sad. And you know what? Let's face it, some parents, I'm going to be honest, I'm not one of those lovey-dovey, hands-on type of people. I tell my kids I love you, and that's, and I snuggle my son. He's younger, he's not as old. He's not older like my daughter, but we're not a very verbally affectionate household. I didn't grow up in one.
Right.
So a lot of people have it, and that can't right away equate to bad parenting.
No. My husband wasn't family wasn't lovey-dovey. They showed their love, but they didn't. And my family was totally opposite.
Yeah, and something else, the comment about the church was on the screen, and Memphis Mama and I were talking about it. We know people from the same area. I mean, we're kind of from the same area and all. And yeah, some of those churches are really, really strange. But what kind of church is gonna really step in? If they was gonna help them, they were gonna help them without involving CPS and all this stuff. And that's just how churches in the South work. But as far as cultish behavior, Don had said that he bought all that land because he kind of wanted them to have their own commune up there. That's kind of normal in the South too. You buy a lot of land, you have the whole family living there, you have gardens and stuff, you share food. So that's not really strange to me. But some of their behaviors, yes. Some of the behaviors of people around them, very much so. Those kids were outside all the time. I'm sure that they were yelling and screaming and because I know how it is around here, or was when all the kids were younger. You hear that. So a neighbor saying that they heard a scream, most people in that area wouldn't think anything about a kid screaming, considering they had the boys up there in summer. That wouldn't be something that would stick in somebody's mind.
Well, and it was weird that she said she heard a scream, and then she changed it to I heard Summer scream as soon as she started getting attention and money from it.
Right.
Jody Sue?
Jody Sue. And then
I don't believe nothing she says.
No, and then people are following her, and she needs money for this and money for that. It was a classic thing of somebody grifting off this case and off Summer's name.
Yeah, I don't
Some
take
churches everywhere are cultish. Yes, that's for sure.
I don't take a lot of what she says to heart. I don't believe that. Yeah, and Shauna said she knows the exact time that the scream happened. I call bullshit there too, because I can walk outside when all the neighborhood kids are outside and they're doing their thing, and I don't pay attention to screams. Any one of them could be kidnapped anytime, and a scream wouldn't matter because they all scream. They play, or they did when they all were younger. In the summertime, we have the pools outside, and we have, so that's not something that sticks out to me. That's kind of odd that she would even say that.
Well, everything that woman says is odd. Let's be serious. Everything she says is so odd, so fabricated, so stretched, so, And then we have people raising money for the billboards and raising money for T-shirts and raising money for this. And you have good-hearted people, regular chatters that just want to help in whatever way. And they're like, oh, a billboard to get Summer's face out there? Great. And then you hear the billboard, it was a scam. They kept money. It's like, why do people always have to, if you want to donate to the TBI. Stop giving it to Jody Sue's and the shares of the cases.
That's what I was just going to say, the shares and yeah.
And then Jody Sue said something about going in the water to not get a cent. Why would she say that?
Oh, I've missed that. What was that one about?
Jody Sue says something about, if you put water on you, the dogs won't find a scent.
Okay.
That's bullshit.
And it was very random too. It's like, well, why did she say that? And then they tried saying, she's been very weird. I don't know. Somebody else said that the Summer scent came up on her. I've never heard that, so I don't know if that's true or not, but
weird. Yeah, see, I just try not to follow the drama channels on true crime stuff.
Right. The grifting channels too.
Yeah, you knew what I meant.
Yes, I know.
Because there's so much added in, and there's so much that's left out, and if they don't know the area and they don't know how people live in those areas, then they're going to make a big deal about stuff that's not a big deal.
Right. And don't you love when certain creators go out there and they're like, I stayed at a hotel there and it was actually surprisingly really nice.
Yeah.
Why are you so simple-minded that you think just because it's the South that people are everything's going to be messy and poor? What is that?
We're all dumb rednecks, in other words. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then the area, it is absolutely beautiful up there.
He did, didn't he, Kasha? He did inherit the land from his mother.
I thought that it was Candace's land.
No, it's actually Don's, because that's the other thing. There's this very odd connection.
Okay.
The whole town's like a small town type of thing, right? And apparently, like, people were trying to put this whole rumor out that because Don had the land but doesn't belong there, he's considered an outsider by the townspeople, that he was automatically not liked by the townspeople. One of those things where, like, the person gets a job as the sheriff because their daddy was a sheriff.
Yes. Yeah.
No credentials really needed. So I don't know.
I don't think that that's probably an issue either. Most small towns in the South are pretty welcoming to outsiders as long as they're not, trying to take over the whole town. So I don't think that was really anything to think about either.
Is he in there for exactly a full year, or does he get out earlier?
They're from Hawkins County, Tennessee. Sorry. What do you mean?
Like, he was sentenced to a year, right, in jail, right?
Oh, he can get out early on good behavior.
That's what I'm asking. Like, he won't do the full year, right?
Yeah. Well, he could. It depends, really. But they could possibly let him out on good behavior. There's many things that could happen there.
Yeah, most, like, in Canada anyway, whatever you get sentenced with, you never do what they say.
Stepdad's family? I thought it was Don's mother's. See, that's what I mean. There's been so much everything's been so, like, slung over that the basics aren't even known anymore.
Yeah, because you don't know what's rumor and what's real anymore, because there's so many stories.
Like, a lot of people were saying that the townspeople didn't like Don because they're, part of the cornbread mafia, and Don was stealing their deals by bringing in the Mexican mafia drugs, and like this, it just became so twisted.
He was stealing their cornbread.
No, he was stealing their dealers.
Sorry.
Oh, he was stealing the cornbread.
Yeah, that cornbread mafia thing. I thought, what in the anyway.
So you've never heard of the cornbread mafia?
No.
I've heard it mentioned just by them. That's the only time.
I have lived in the South most of my life. Well, I have lived in the South all my life because I've lived in Atlanta and Tennessee and Kentucky and, Texas. And I've never heard of the cornbread mafia.
Cornbread mafia. I wonder if the cornbread mafia is real. I mean, who knows? I guess it's good you don't know the cornbread mafia then. Right? You're not a mob woman. Hey, Andy. Don, all right, hold on. Don's mom married another man from that area. When he passed away, it went to Don's mom. When she passed, Don inherited. It was Don's mother's second husband land. Oh, the cornbread mafia is very much real. There's books about it. There's a lot about it. Is there really a cornbread mafia? This is named for a group of Kentucky men who created the largest domestic marijuana production operation in United States history.
I'd be a part of that mafia.
Well, Chad, it was the professionals that called it the cornbread mafia. What, like you would like, depends on the case, like you would like GP. I don't know what you're saying. Large weed growers, right? Don's mom also wrote a book about. Did she really, Charlotte? Very interesting. It was her third husband, not her second. Bullhorn and Betty did an interview with a guy who wrote a book on it. I'm from the country. Bless Lulu said it's kind of like the song. The Southern Brotherhood. So do any of you believe that a mafia has something to do with this?
I don't.
No.
No.
How about you? Are you still here, Allison?
Memphis Mama, I love that comment. Exactly. We don't know anything about damn cornbread mafia. I think if there was anybody that was thinking that Summer needed to be taken away, I think they probably would have done it the right way. If he was a Mason, or if you know, any of the mainstream groups, they would have done it the right way and contacted CPS and gotten help for them. And I don't think it would have been this child just disappears into thin air. So no, I don't think that there was an outside source like that. If anything, maybe somebody at the church had enough and they did something, or maybe somebody in their inner circle had seen enough and knew that nothing was going to be done about it, even with CPS involved. Maybe they did something.
You mean when you're saying did something, you mean intervene to benefit, to help, not to harm, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I really don't see that happening. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like they was trying to keep these kids away from anybody. They was taking them to church. And most people who are abusing their kids, you know, try to keep them away from people who would see that, you know. But then again, there's people who, I don't know. It just confuses the living fire out of me. And I feel so sorry for everybody. I feel sorry for whatever happened to Summer. I feel sorry for her parents, but most of all, I feel sorry for those boys. Nobody ever thinks about them. That was their baby sister. You know, they had to have been devastated.
Well, they got their whole world flipped upside down as well.
Yes.
You know, from the people showing up. And then a lot of people say they took the boys away because of the neglect. Well, I think part of it was also because people were showing up at the property and it became dangerous for them with all this attention around everything. I don't know. My heart breaks for all of them. And I wish people were more mindful of the fact that the boys, you know, Candace once said the boys were watching YouTube.
Yeah.
They're at an age.
Yeah.
They're one day going to type this in. They're going to hear all this.
It is sad. Very, very sad.
And if it wasn't like this to the family, why would they leave? I don't know.
I still think something happened at the fishing hole. Whatever they call it.
Like as far as like maybe dry drowning or banged her head or got a hold of something that they had. Maybe she got a hold of the prescription. Maybe, you know.
Yeah, I think that. I guess what I think is that
I wondered.
Something went down there. Definitely. I don't think she was being watched. I don't think Grandma was down at the water hole either. I think she was up in the car.
Yeah, I can't see her kind of going down into that water with, going down that trail with the bed. They've only been there for a few weeks, apparently.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are losing faith because we are coming up on a year. But sometimes it takes more time, and you got to remember they're not giving us daily updates. They're not going to tell us much because it could ruin their.
Yeah.
Look at the attention this case has gotten.
They're very tight-lipped, and even like I think Cher thinks that she has some sort of relationship with Lawson fella. You know, that he tells her stuff, and
please.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think it's true either. I think do you know what? If she actually had connections to these people the way she claims, they would have told her, "What the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you involving yourself and making this dangerous?" Bye, Merry Christmas, everyone. Like, why would you do that? You can. I wish YouTubers understood. You are nothing more than a armchair detective. You have no qualifications. Some of them do.
Yeah.
But those who do would know better than to do what she did. And what she did
Right.
was very dangerous.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, look at somebody said, I don't think it would have been any of the drugs because they're not going to let that get out of their sight. Well, a missing person investigation, right? It's not quite a murder yet.
Yeah, they are going to keep their I mean, good investigators do keep their info close to themselves, right?
Right. You're on screen, Allison, in case you don't realize, because I know you're having difficulties with the thing. Why would they tell her anything when they know she's going to make... Right, that's my whole thing. And then what I didn't like the most is when it came... So Cher was one to certify that phone call. It's real. Don's really been arrested. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And the minute people started calling her out on her bullshit, she turned around and she said, I knew it was fake because they told me I'm going to do this and say for $20 million, whatever. Like,
yeah, they had another scam.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
You know what I saw? I didn't see Cher saying, absolutely don't do that.
No, neither did I. That's thank you for pointing that out. She didn't.
Nope. She did not say, hey, Don, that would be a really stupid and reckless thing to do. She wrote back, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. Ha, ha, ha.
You know? I don't know in the U.S., but here in Australia, newspapers turn off comments, online newspapers, big cases. They could. I know somebody else that turns off comments when they're saying something wasn't said, but it was. But hey, who knows? Cher is a piece of shit. I'm sorry. The way she exploits these cases, she did it with the Woz case, she did it with this case, but with this case, she really showed her ass. You should never get personally involved with any family members, especially during an open investigation. She harmed it. And you know what? Quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if they slap charges on her for it. Sorry. Telling people how to act, what to say, what not to say.
Oh, God, yeah. She really intervened herself.
She did. And she did not like people calling her on it, and I've been blocked ever since.
And she didn't like them talking to anybody else.
No, and she would get so jealous.
She'd get pissed.
I mean, I kid you guys not. 2 of my very first videos were about Cher, and my third one was about Foodie Booty, and then Natasha Cooper. Cher had me so angry because I would argue with her why I thought the parents were innocent and what she was doing was harmful. And she would argue they were guilty. And then I swear, I turned around one day, turned on YouTube, and there she was screaming how they're innocent. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. All because she got a hold of them and started talking to them, and now they're innocent. She's done some really weird shit, man. Right. What? And that's the thing, right? There you go, Gary. Thank you. Could you imagine Delaney being all flirty and talking?
Not in the least. Not.
No. Telling him how to handle the allegations of abuse and
I know.
Helping him lie. And hey, Allison.
Hey, it's me.
Okay.
And she's putting it all out there herself.
Right. She's showing everybody how involved she got.
I know.
And she did all that for content. Now tell me, listen, whether you thought they were guilty or not, tell me that wouldn't mess with your mind to have this YouTuber pretend to be your friend and I'm here for you and I love you and may God bless you. And then
we're going to help you. We're going to get her name out there, her picture, and then turn it into something else.
And then turn your back on them and be like, nah, you're guilty because you made me angry because I told you not to talk to other YouTubers and you did. Now they're guilty according to Cher. Are you kidding me, Kiko?
Are you serious? Oh, I see it now. Oh, man.
I believe Charlotte. Now, I don't know about her losing a channel, but I do know that she left her children to go to Canada to live with a man. Yes. So I don't know anything about any of the other stuff, but and I'm not going to ever forget this. She was drunk on a live stream and she said she just texted Don and said to Don, do you want to do blow? It was something about drugs. I can't verbatim. I have the clip. Let me see if I can find it. It's on my old. I got to grab my old phone. But
I've never seen her drink. She drinks and she drank live.
She drank live. I think she was faking a little bit of it. I think she was overly exaggerating her drunkenness.
Okay.
But she for sure did say, I just texted on and said, do you want to do drugs or do you want to do blow? And I'm like, what? Why would you say that if you don't do drugs and if he doesn't do drugs? Weed is blow? Since when? Is it really?
Oh my God, no, because I've never done blow, so it isn't. Don't say that.
Yeah, I never heard of weed as blow. But I'll never forget that.
Oh boy.
I will never forget when she said that.
Like
And
Molly Golightly offering to perform fellatio.
Oh, yes.
my
Tell him
God.
if he gives us an interview, we'll S his D.
That was
Yep.
just that just I'm sorry I'm laughing because I'm actually disgusted.
Yeah. Yeah. We went over that before too, but I just texted on and said I couldn't believe it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
Yeah, I definitely knew of blow as cook as well.
Yes, same.
Without a doubt, Well, you could. I mean, we see it happening right now with slander, and it shouldn't be allowed. A lawyer shut one of her chat. I did not know that, Charlotte. Did you know that, Delaney?
No way.
Yeah. I remember that too, Remy. And Benny said Don loves blow. And why would she text somebody, especially if you're supposedly drunk, and say that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she has yeah, she does have 3 channels, and her and Mr. have theirs, and he has his own.
Well, I believe Charlotte's saying she had one prior that was taken down due to a lawyer.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I did not know that. I wouldn't doubt it either, though. The way she involves herself in these cases is extremely dangerous. Oh,
Yeah.
That was Mark. Okay. I know, Allison, you're having difficulties with streaming.
Oh, no way.
Mark about it. And Mark came and his channel and spoke about it about 1 month ago.
See, I followed Prairie Boy before I followed Cher.
Me too, and I feel like she ruined him.
Yeah, I don't go there at all anymore.
I didn't like the video. I'm sorry to turn this into a Cher thing, but I didn't like the video where she got Don to do edibles with her for the first time. I mean, not Don. I'm sorry, Prairie Boy.
Yeah,
and he was clearly like panicking, and it was so weird and uncomfortable to watch.
It's not a nice feeling to be too high.
Right, when you get that overly too high.
Yes, it does send you to panic.
I feel like she corrupted him. I don't know. And I remember I called her out too on and I'll never forget it. She said he was going to shave his beard for X amount of money. She was going to donate to TBI.
$1,000.
$1,000.
They reached it.
And then she did it with another creator. And he was going to shave his beard. They reached X amount of dollars, and they didn't reach the full extent. But I'll never forget that she then turned around and said they didn't reach it, and she had to put her own money in. But between her channel doing it and his, they most certainly reached it, and nothing should have came out of her own pocket. So I called her on that too, and then she was all mad. They were, videotaping them going down to the mailbox and doing this, and they said they had to wait. They had to wait until they got paid from YouTube, but most of the funds went through Cash App and everything. And then they try saying, well, YouTube takes a percentage, so that's why we didn't reach the full extent. No, because you did it with 2 channels.
Right.
So you did have the full money. And you should have considered that when you said you were going to donate everything received. You should have considered the 40%, the 35%, whatever it is.
Yes. A reminder.
Every dollar that was donated in the name of going to the TBI should have went it. And you should have had to cover that tax, taken out part.
Didn't he show a transaction of something at one time?
Yes, it was a transaction of that, and that's where they said they had to put their own money in. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it still wasn't quite the full amount.
No, they're not officially married now.
I found that rich too, that she puts up a fundraiser to help them get married, which, listen, you can do a fundraiser for whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But what I found funny about it was the fact that she shows that she got a brand new tattoo that says Mr. Cher. Hey, Karen. Yeah. So you can afford a brand new tattoo that says Mr. Cher, real big and everything on your side, but please help us get married.
At least $300 to $400 tattoo, I would think.
I would think so too.
Yeah.
And again, I'm sorry. if I met a man and he was out of country, out of state, whatever, I am not leaving my children to go to you. You better uproot yourself, especially with no children, and come to me. I would never leave my kids personally. I don't get that either.
I don't want to touch it, but yeah, you know, him going there would have probably been better.
Would have been the right thing to do, right?
Yeah.
So LH says Hunter is key. Why would he lie for them? I know there's a different thing where allegedly they're now saying Hunter is so traumatized by what he experienced with them. I agree, Mike. I like your new photo, Mike. Yeah, yep. She also got, she got donations for the new teeth. Not the full amount, but she did get the donations for it. And I think every woman should have a happy smile. I'm glad that she was able to do that.
She was bugged horrendously about that. Yeah. So I got no.
I'm happy she was able to do that. Anybody, but I'm going to say this. I think they look a little goofy.
They're a little too big.
A little too big, right?
Yeah.
I'm not alone in that. Okay. But I am happy that she was able. I think listen, your teeth to me is the soul to your health, and everybody does, and it's your confidence. I know people booked me for one missing tooth, cost me $3,000
yes,
to get one tooth put in.
Exactly.
Oh, that hurt my pockets so bad. I'm still hurting from that. But it's a confidence thing, and I feel happier now that I can smile and not have that missing tooth. That's a big deal. So imagine having the teeth she had, which were horrific.
Yeah.
That must have hurt really bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
No. Cosmic Wave. All her kids are not grown. She has 2 underage boys. They're not all grown. Because I'll never forget when she had one come on the screen and curse at somebody. I don't smile. Yeah, I like smiling. I think it's,
That's the first thing people see when you speak to them.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And I think what was it, 8,000? And that was like a deal because 8,000 is the cheapest I ever heard for a full mouth of teeth like that.
I think CJ's look great.
I haven't seen them yet, but I bet they do. And I bet she feels great from it.
Yeah, and they look a lot more natural.
Yeah, well, and a
CJ
lot less
posted a picture.
I have to go check it out. Oh, man, it hurts so bad. I hate the dentist, too. Summer, Candace, and Hunter. You think so, LH?
What? Summer, Candace, and Hunter.
See, and I'm going to say this respectfully.
I've never heard nothing like that.
No.
I think other stuff with H and Candace, but not that.
And what else is, I think part of the issue with this case is the way comments like this are written, because they're written as factual instead of I think or, I suspect. Aren't they like fashion all the models fake teeth sticks out a bit? Oh, is that the way it's supposed to be? Hey, Buttercup. It's not the way I'd want it to be. That's a great deal. Hell yeah. I think part of it was that she was supposed to stream.
She did.
And she did, yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely think so? I don't definitely think so. He didn't even drive. He wasn't even, no. Because they could just be like, oh, she's lying, or they can convince her not to say it. I agree, Carly.
Yeah, well, you know what? I had braces. I had great teeth care growing up, but after my second daughter, she killed my teeth while I was pregnant with her.
Definitely deteriorate your teeth. Yeah,
it really does. And my dentist is like, "Oh, she's really done a number on your teeth." They became much weaker. I mean, stuff like that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like that Natasha that mocks people for that, but then turns around and being her good, the good woman she is, she gives money to CJ to get them.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, she's been annoying me more than ever in the last few weeks, just with everything.
Well, now that she collected all that money trying to say that I lied about my cervical cancer, she's on vacation for a week. So let's hope that's the truth and it stays that way, because
her and the whole damn fam.
Right. Why not? Everybody else is paying for it.
Yep. And they'll be paying for it along the way too.
But how dare I have a fundraiser requested by my members to take my kids on vacation.
I know. That's the only fundraiser. And how they're going around with all this other crap.
The lie. I know. You know what? Maybe I should start fundraiser for my cervical. They're already rumoring that it did anyway. What difference does it make? I'm not lying about my health. I have no reason to.
Yeah, exactly. And you have no more reason to even
mention.
And they shouldn't even be mentioning it.
Nope. There's another creator, because this is so true. Charlotte's right. First off, I know a creator who's had a channel for under 3 months, has done a hell of a lot of dry bagging, and has had 2 fundraisers. I also know another channel that always used Summerwell's case and other cases to sell their homegrown marijuana. You should not be advertising your fundraising, your dry bagging needs, nor your homemade products, candles, marijuana, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, I was going to say the candles.
Right. And they had another one. You're right. They always lie about me, Mimi. I'm a threat to them. I know. My subs asked me to do that, and I appreciate it. And you know what? Maybe I'll do one every month until we go on vacation. If people want to donate, they'll donate. I'm not doing it under these little girls' names. And as you can see, I have posted no PayPals, no nothing throughout all this, because my mods know I wouldn't accept that during the case talking about something like this. Ever. Yeah, there's a bad obsession right now on other people's health. It's absolutely ridiculous. And if more people took the time, let's see, follow the lies from the beginning. They all lied, and the truth is the opposite. Grandis didn't know where they went swimming. She wasn't there. Why did Hunter lie?
Because it was Med Day. I think it all revolves around Med Day.
I think they all wanted to lie because they didn't want to get busted for, I agree, for the illegal drug trade or sales or whatever happening. Yeah.
Nobody knows where Hunter is right now, right?
It literally was you, Christine. Apparently Hunter is getting married and has a pregnant girlfriend.
Get out.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, I appreciate you, Charlotte. And that's right here. The best way, first off, supporting me is being interactive during this chat, clicking on my link. I never even put on advertisements. I never put on advertisements. I am the last person on here doing this for money. Does the money help? Absolutely. Am I ever going to deny the money? Absolutely not. Nobody would. But I would never, ever lie for the money. I don't need to.
Exactly.
Sickening. Jody Sue doesn't have cancer? How do people know that, Charlotte? Because right now there's a rumor going on that I never had cervical cancer. And they're based on the fact that I said full-blown cancer. But what they're not telling everybody is that I just mentioned how it's pre-cancerous in 2019.
Right. And they're running with that, and it's pissing me off.
Well, you know what else is pissing me off too, Delaney?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this. The fact that somebody else is running with it, who I spoke privately to with, and they even asked me about my vacation fund, and we spoke about going to Universal, that person who called to confess their feelings to me never once said, oh my God, you're dying? Because I never said I'm dying.
No, never, ever.
Don't you think that person, when he called me, mentioned the fund, he would have been like, I'm sorry to hear you're dying. No, but now you believe I said that because you hate me enough. You want to say I said that? Stop.
Right, exactly.
It's ridiculous. So I didn't know Dolly Vision went to see, and I'm a member of Dolly. I didn't know that.
Went to see H?
Yeah. Oh, Charlotte, it's all over here in the nasty little drama community. It's all over here. So gross. It's been absolute hell for the past 5 days. It was never so. It's the timeline from when they got home. That's what's missing, Kiko. Yep. The timeline
yeah.
Remember they called her out and they said like it was like 6:30. Yeah, Shauna. So he is traumatized, but YouTubers are going to see him. Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. I don't know Dolly Vision.
No, I actually enjoy Dolly. So Dolly actually has allegedly a court proceeding going on right now because another creator allegedly went to his town, went to his work to mess with him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's scary shit.
Yeah. This is how far sometimes YouTube goes, and it's not okay. And these are people that are supposed to be true crime creators. At least for me, I'm not, you know, necessarily a true crime creator. What did Dolly do to Ace, Charlotte? I wish you could come up. They got on fire, Remy? I didn't know that.
No way.
That's too much. That's too far. I don't know what led that person to do that either. I don't know. I just remember hearing a little bit. I asked where I could see it, and he's pursuing it, and he should. People are getting too personal here, and it's absolutely sickening. Well, they changed her, LH. Sometimes after kids go swimming, they get cold. My kids do it often.
Me too. Even in the middle of summer, like at the heat of summer, if there's even a titch of a cool breeze.
Did Bullhorn get Dolly legally? Holy crap, I don't know.
Haven't heard much from Bullhorn for a while.
Wow. So, well, I heard she was trying to be, she just went on Molly's recently again. So I guess now they're cool again. You know how that goes.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he didn't run up on him. He ran up on him. No, he didn't run up him. I don't know. I think TVI may have told Donnie Candace not to release the timeline. That is where some conflicting stories come in.
That's the missing piece.
I have not, Chad. Oh, Bullhorn went after another creator. She went over. I know she's going after a few, isn't she? They got him fired off the job he was working at, but I think him going to jail got him fired. They got him fired off the job he was working at, but I think him going to jail got him. I see you over there, Days, so I know that you follow along. I go over there when I'm trying to escape from over here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when YouTube becomes a living hell like this for me, I can't even click to go on YouTube anymore because I don't know what I'm going to say and what it's going to do. So it's a shame that some of us creators have to get to that point because people just have personal vendettas and they'll lie.
Yeah, absolutely.
He ran across the field towards the house and each one inside. Wait. This is how rumors go, right? And I'm not saying Remy's part of a rumor. I'm just going to point out this is how it happens. He ran across the field towards the house, H went inside. This person says he drove by H to get an interview.
Okay, yeah.
So do you see how you really don't know unless you go watch for yourself? Because either he ran across the field or he drove.
Is it videoed?
If you guys know if it's videoed, let us know. I do know it's the second creator taking the legal route against him. Oh. Dolly was trying to help Summer and try to get an interview with Hunter. He was respectful. Well, somebody else went and did an interview and never even told them they were being interviewed.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
that's not
Candle.
right.
The Candler. Yeah.
The Candler?
Hid it in their pocketbook. They didn't even know they were being interviewed.
That's just sweet, shady shit.
And they farted during it.
Oh my God.
They didn't even know they were being interviewed. Yeah. Dolly was in a park across from H's house. He saw him and asked if he was H. Allie came over and said they didn't want to talk, and Dolly left. Well, it sounds like he was rather respectful, right? How a few YouTube channels, let's see this. Buttercup got some good things. With respect, things discussing how a few YouTube channels got all over Summer's case instead of letting the police do their job. Money spoke louder than morals. I agree, Buttercup. Yep. Yes, I know she did, Remy. She's gross. I say a week because Dorothy just shared a screen where she was talking shit about Natasha. So I say a week.
She did?
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
So there might be another breakup in the community.
Yep. Oh, you're really close, Days. Have you ever gone? Kasha Gemsheet pops up every day. It doesn't even matter. It's just so gross.
Allie Erickson went, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did it very respectfully.
Yes.
Look, he did run across the field. He didn't run across the field. He's a little bitch. You won't know. Excuse me. You won't know until you look. I read your comment. I'm sorry. I'm ahead of you.
Oh, my God.
I saw the live. Dolly handled it properly. He didn't put H on video. 5 acres is huge, especially at night. He was inside his car. He's very respectful. I think MGL and BHB stint there made them jokes. It was pathetic.
Why can't these people go out and find an interview NK?
I know. Go use your resource. I mean, man, you
right.
on Jose, for goodness sake.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were able to find Jose. Come on.
I know.
Minor alone, car, field, who cares? I think so too, Crystal. But then we'll hear all about that. I've been to Ben Hill with White Rabbit. I like White Rabbit. Okay. What did you think of it, Deast? Yes, Allison, that would be great. They all become a shit show on here. The Wasp case, Sophie Long, all of them.
Oh, yeah, I know, eh?
Yeah. And I agree. I think H's dad is a loser. He's been a deadbeat father, and he sees profit in this too, unfortunately.
See, I thought H was with his dad.
I did hear for a bit that he went with his father.
Yeah.
You didn't take it bad either. It all comes down to perception, that's for sure. I enjoy Dolly just because I find his content funny, different. He's very creative in what he does. I don't agree with any creator 100%, just like people don't agree with me 100%. I have wrote Chris Wass still, but you're still waiting for a response.
Who did?
Lindsay Lee right here said I'd like to find NK. I wrote Chris Wass, still waiting on a response. No. Have you ever written him?
No. And I'm not saying it's anything bad that people that do, but
no.
I knew a girl that wrote to Paul Bernardo, and yeah. I don't think I just personally can do that.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying anything bad about it.
But anybody who does, right, I get it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what, Amy? That is a point. This case is bringing money in for the hotels and restaurants of Hawkins County. It probably, in a way, has been good for the township, but also bad. Brought to YouTube by interview. Yeah, that interview was strange to yawning. He doesn't want to be with him. Andrew's brother said that last time H was with him. He was awful towards him, and H ended up staying with his grandma. Wow, how sad for these kids.
I know. That's it's all these kids.
Full-blown blank attack when I was driving, then went with right back. Same vibes. Oh. Dolly is going back for the vigil? Okay. Interesting, Lindsay. So, are a lot of creators are going out for this, aren't they? What do you think of that?
When is it? Like on Wednesday?
I believe it's the anniversary. I'm not too sure. I haven't.
I'm sure it probably would be. And I'm sure there'll be more than one.
You got people selling T-shirts. You got people, saying, oh, I'm going, donate money so I can take this trip. And then now saying, oh, I realized I can't go, but they're not returning money. What's the title of the video? 1 month ago. Dolly's channel, Summer Wells, doing some recon. Okay, so it was a month ago that he did this. You're going on Wednesday? Do you think that a lot of creators are using this as like a meet and greet and a way to self-advertise? June 15th. Yeah. There's 3 separate ones. Well, of course, because you probably have one creator who had to make their own. Then you probably have people like Bullhorn who want to sell T-shirts and profit off of it. And how many people are generally going for this reason? Right here, days 276. Going to pray for summer.
Yeah. Not to exploit.
Right. Not to exploit it and just like Molly Golightly. Sorry, but I seen her the other day out front of the Mars factory because,
so did I.
Yeah. Did you see her trying to act like she was a professional interviewer?
Yeah. Exactly. I did. I didn't watch much of it, but yeah, she sped right over.
Fucking comical. She's like, and so we're outside the Mars factory where 2 people reported, I don't know if they fell in it, and we better get some answers here today but the way she acted was like she was an actual interviewer, and I was dying. I'm like, you suck.
Yeah, I know. I seen some of it.
It was such a joke. She drives me nuts too, but when I seen this, because I'm not too far from her, and I was interested in what was going on, with the Mars factory, and because there's cases where people have fallen into these big, the pudding, the chocolate.
Yeah.
I got to show you guys just a little bit though, because I legit thought it was one of the funniest, and the case she was talking about was not funny, but the way she did this.
Her report, her journalistic
Yes.
Experience.
Comical. Oh, the video's not even up. I guess you took it down already.
She also has that other channel.
Molly Go Lightly Live or something?
Yeah. Sometimes she does videos on there.
Let's see if it's on that one. Because that was weird. It was weird. It was comical. No. Sherry hasn't won. She probably looked back at it and realized she sounded like an idiot.
And said, oh, I got to take this down.
Yeah. She's like, we're reporting live from the Mars factory. The Mars factory used to be part of the Hershey factory, but it was sold. M&Ms are good. What are you doing?
Let me Google it as I'm outside here.
Right. And then she's like asking other people, like, do you know what happened? And they're like, no. And she's like, we better get answers here today. You just don't have what it takes. Probably the members only. Well, that's okay. I seen it and it was ridiculous. So, live from Batshit Crazy News is Molly Go Lightly.
her worst was at the laundry's house.
Horrific behavior.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want to be friends with someone like that.
No. And no, I won't even go there. But so there's too many people doing this where they you're a YouTuber. Guess what, guys? I didn't need any qualifications except for 1,000 of you to subscribe to me. That's it. 1,000
and an email address.
And an email address. That's
right.
My qualifications right there. That does not make me a detective. It does not make me a psychiatrist. It does not make me an investigator. It makes me nothing more than somebody who had 1,000 people that foolishly wanted to listen to me talk. Thank you very much. Molly Go Lightly, all these other people, they have nothing. They're nothing but your average Joes behind a computer. That's it. Anybody can make a channel and say they're professional.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah, they probably looked at her and was like, oh, get away from this lady.
Yeah.
And she's so funny with that hat and that ridiculous purse. She makes me laugh, honestly. Then she went on.
Memorable. She's a memorable character.
And do you remember when she or just the other day, she went on and on about how the money she gets, she donates and it goes to good places. And sure, she'll buy herself a pair of shoes every now and then.
Right.
Oh, please. You pocket all that money and the $50 an hour to be a life coach. Please.
You know what? That's where I first met her, heard of her. I was following the Aaron Carter drama. This was years and years ago before I even joined Watts, and she was his life coach, and she would call in all the time, and I would say even back then. And then I get here, and I see her here, and I just like, wow.
Yes. Well, and she claims that she started that. She claims she started the Me Too movement.
Oh, did she?
Or the opposite, because she was saying he was innocent until she realized it was more profitable for her to say that she slept with him when he was underage, which is creepy.
Very.
Against the law.
She's got some weird obsessions.
Yeah, I want everybody here to know I too donate my money to my bills, to my children, to my needs. Please, I hate when creators act like they are constantly, they say that so people donate more. I give my money to here. No, you don't. Show proof. And I love Heels in the Air, yes. Do you remember that crazy lady tried saying I stole her saying by saying hogs?
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, who are you? What? You think you're the only one that could come up with that?
That was so funny.
That was funny. She's like, this lady stole. You better give me credit. I'm like, who are you? Oh, Heels and Air's funny. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Just stay with Summer's church and be peaceful, no doubt. Yeah? You think the church is peaceful? Or you're saying at the vigil, like to go to that one?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I hope nobody's an idiot.
And why are they going? Why are they making 3 separate ones? Can people not come together for this little girl? You know, I mean, it's about Summer. It's not about you, your followers, your attention. It's about Summer.
It's going to pay respects to any of them, all of them.
Right. You know, I'll
She's
never
not
forget.
forgotten, you know, that kind of thing.
I'll never forget when, you know, and I don't care, like him or not, but Benny Keys, when he went for Cash Gernon, another one they all profited off of, he took the damn balloon string from the balloon release. Why would you, like, you got a souvenir from a missing child?
Yeah,
what did you do
I know.
with that? It's so gross.
I heard stuff about maybe him and Monica.
Yeah, I've heard about that too. There's been a lot of rumors.
Yeah.
Dear Fox. All right, so somebody wanted to see Heels on the Air. Hopefully they don't strike me, but they do make funny videos. And this one, I haven't seen this one, but let's see what it is.
All right, I'm going to mute.
Me too.
Oh, but then when you see people that really have to be confronted, let me tell you something. I went to Cassie Laundrie's house and I was yelling my head off. And I told her, the whole neighborhood is going to know who she is, who she's related to, the school. You don't want that, lady. I'm telling you, you don't want that. You need to protect your marriage and you need to protect your children. I said that on Saturday. What happened the next day? She came out.
To a little house. I said, hey, Cassie, if you're in there.
Wasn't that great, Delaney, when she was trying to take credit for having Cassie come out?
I know. You know, she showed me what absolutely no
respect
she has none. She just doesn't care about nothing.
And I'll never forget, I wrote a comment to her. I still have the screenshot where I said, her children were inside that home. How dare you, scream to things. And she responded back, I don't care about her children. I'm not their mother. And I said, but you care about all these missing children, don't you? Right?
Exactly. She's just a big
care about
fake,
them.
She's a fake farce.
She really is. Well, you know what, Chad? I think all these different people going out there is not doing any benefit to the searching because they're not professional searchers and they're just messing up the area at this point. If there was any evidence, all these people going there, they can ruin that. But all right, let's see what else she said because this is funny. I like that she calls them out.
Sweetie, your kid and your husband are. Listen, it's not going to be an easy road for you.
Activity.
Great cloud over your head for the rest of your life.
It's going to go easy on you and
The
your
rest of
family
your
for
life.
enabling a murderer to
Give
escape.
them up. Give them up.
Give him up. Where is
Give
your
them
father?
I am dead. That's what they sound like.
Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, that's good. That was good doing that. That was good.
Thank you.
We want to know what the hell.
No.
I've been honest. What happened?
Like, just yeah. The thing about
Lady, Bullhorn Betty, shut the fuck up. You're not an investigator. You are not a journalist. Shut the fuck up. You're going to ruin your interview.
Tried. They really tried, though, didn't they?
They sure tried. They also tried to sabotage things, too. You had the interviewer being thankful they came out, saying, shh, the professional, the qualified one. And you got this one saying, we want to know. What are you entitled to from anybody? Shut the fuck up. This is why I stopped covering these two, because they get me so worked up, because it's like, who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what she said outside of the Mars factory, too. Oh, I forgot my, what was it, Delaney? my journalist badge or something. I'm like,
yeah, her journal press pass.
Press patch. I lost it. Well, I didn't lose it. It's in my laundry room.
Right.
Where it's meant to be, right?
Yes.
About is we know Gabby's family. Gabby is.
We do too.
What do you want us to do?
We cooperate with the police. We're not supposed to talk to anybody, and you're making my children cry.
At the head, or did he choke her out?
Oh my
Were her eyes
God.
open? Yeah, we heard about the screaming coming from your parents' house. Yeah.
We know the abuse. We heard about the abuse. There is no way your family did not know that she was being abused inside that house.
They knew.
They knew, and you knew. And you guys didn't do a darn thing about it. Not one thing. You allowed him to abuse her, and now she's dead. Each and every one of you have blood on your hands. You had an opportunity to help this woman, and you turned your back on her.
How dare you! How dare you!
You know what? I would just have to go to prison because I'd have to go out front my house and splash one of them.
Absolutely. How dare you is what I go screaming back into their faces. How dare you? Good for you, Chad. Some of these people should be locked in cages. I'll tell you that. How dare you?
You'd only be locked up for a couple hours.
Well, you know, and I once said, jokingly, of course, how would she like it if we all showed up at her house and started screaming at her for what she's doing in front of her minor child? And how would that feel? You cannot go invade people's property. You are nobody.
No matter what.
Demanding answers like
you can't do that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Posing as, yep, you're so right, Gary, as activists. Hello, welcome. Oh, yeah, this was horrible. Horrible behavior. Disappointing, disgusting. You leave behind your own, whatever. Ugh.
Out that their aunt died from you people screaming at them from the house. That's not
Where
fair.
was that at?
On Saturday when you were here.
Your aunt died.
No, their aunt.
Their aunt died.
Yes.
This is a personal matter for Jonathan and myself. You know, we know the family. We just actually met the uncle. The uncle came out there and stopped me in the road and thanked me for doing this. And then he went up to the Circle K around the corner, and that's where Jonathan took the photo of him because I introduced Jonathan to the uncle.
Oh my God.
As we know, back in 2011, Don Wells' mother, Karen Goad, she died.
Anybody remember when he acted like he was the uncle to the shooting for the Columbine?
Oh.
He lied and said he was the uncle of the shooter.
Oh my God.
It's weirdo, man. He's a whole weirdo. And these people think they're professionals. You got a YouTube channel. You don't have a real business. You don't have nothing about you is real. Not even that handbag you carry around. So weird. Oh.
Her Louis Vuitton or whatever.
Looks like a knockoff I bought on South Street 10 years ago. Yes.
Right.
Offered to give the police her son. Yes. Enchanted. Yep. That's her.
She had children with William Goad, Don Wells' sisters. They live in Tennessee. Found something interesting on both Tammy and JoJo's Facebook page, public Facebook page. Remember, people, public Facebook pages.
I personally was a domestic violence survivor. I was willing.
The audacity. You are. Domestic violence survivor. Maybe she was, but she's also a domestic violent perpetrator, right?
Yeah.
You've done it, right? These surely are two fabulous women, huh?
And then when they fell out on each other.
Oh yes, and they sold each other under, and that's what I'm saying. But now they came back together under the common grounds of burnt toast.
Right.
She is an abuser, exactly.
to go to
just her voice is
jail for my
abusive.
abuser. You know, that's just part of what we're willing to accept.
Am I a communist? Marxist?
You know, my thing is, if you're all alone, you're all by yourself in that vehicle.
Yeah, so they do plenty of fun. That's heels in the air, and they do plenty of funny videos like this where they document these morons and what they're actually doing out here and the harm they're causing, not the good.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit of them. Oh, what is this? I did not click that. Hold on. Let me stop you for that, please.
Was
Filthy,
it Molly?
yeah.
Was it Molly and Laura that went to the Happy Store, whatever it's called?
They
in
ran
Tennessee?
into each other. Yes. They didn't go together. They ran into each other.
Oh, they ran into each other. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. It was a new person picking at me for what I was talking about when I stuck up for myself. Got the blame, was putting time out, and never went back in the chat. Burnt Toast breaks down BHB's history. Current activity is quite alarming. Yeah. So it's very alarming. And what's even more alarming is these people act like they are victims, advocates, and such, and they're not.
Not even close.
Not even a little close. Nothing. No.
I'd say they're the opposite.
Remember Bullhorn kept trying to strike me, and it was never lasting?
Yeah.
I was like, keep trying there, Bullhorn. You're not going to get me.
Jeez.
Toasty reviews. Yeller, I guess, roasted. I was trying to find one just about her harassment alone. But, yeah, they're nasty. They're nasty-ass people. The hippie house, yes.
The hippie. Yeah, thank you.
I agree with you, Chad.
The happy place. I don't know.
Place.
Yeah, that's what I called it. But yeah, you know what I meant.
Happy place for you.
Yes.
Oh man, how horrible is all of this? It's like, dude, if anything ever, God forbid, ever happens to me or a loved one or my family, I pray some of these YouTube predators do not get their hands on it.
Oh God, yeah. You don't want them at your door.
No, the way they exploit things, the way they do things is altogether horrible.
But they did. Somebody said something about changing, laws in Florida that they can't do that anymore. Apparently.
Yeah. Now, if we could get YouTube to kind of update their so like you have somebody like Natasha who's been banned, right? You're banned. You're not allowed on our platform. We don't want to work with you. Get off. But she keeps coming back.
You're fired.
Right. You're fired, bitch. Nobody wants you here. What does YouTube do about that, though? What is their next process for somebody who keeps ban evading? And do they care enough to do anything? Because this woman is using the platform to do horrific things and aggress people. When are they going to stop this?
Look at how upset CJ was this morning, and I don't blame her one bit.
No, it is upsetting. All of it's upsetting. These people are horrific people.
And she continues to still be on. I just don't get it.
Showing somebody's medical records and calling their doctor's office?
Yeah.
How dare you?
I know.
I said the same thing. And, I was a little dramatic when I said it over on Jor's panel. But, we have Pesky in there, and she's talking about, oh, you doxed me. Well, by saying your name, the same name and photo you use when you come into chat rooms, that's doxing you, a first name.
Right. Yeah.
But the way these people push. Yeah. And I said, one day you might end up on Dateline because the way you guys push somebody, I could turn around and threaten the same thing because you got me to such a low place. And they will one day end up on Dateline.
Yeah.
Till he got home and Summer was sleeping on the milk when Ellie tried to say hi. Yeah, that made no sense, LH. I know, Chad. Way to avoid the ban. That's not going to last, right? But I wish they would do something now. Oh, I've had 2 members of my family. I'm so sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow, Shauna, too. Yeah, well, they're getting close, Enchanted, because this is absolutely horrific. Yeah. Everybody's entitled to everybody's personal time, personal information, personal details. You are not entitled to anything from anybody.
You know, all I seen, you know, Coop's big 20K fundraiser and her apparent fictitious lawyers, all of that got her was her big channels taken down.
That's the truth, isn't it? Isn't that the truth? For somebody who's going to fight against her. Now, I will say, do I think she was being bullied in a way? Yes. Now, you know, I will say that, but somebody who raises $20,000 and says they're going to sue everybody for harassment.
Yeah. And the outcome is she lost her biggest true crime channel and her biggest recline channel. That's what came out of it.
That's what came out of it. And she's still lying, saying she tweet after we all found that tweet post. I don't have Twitter. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
My channels are going down to mass reporting. They say, no, they're not. Mass reporting doesn't get your channels down. And they said, you're not allowed to have a channel with us. She then made a tweet where she said, thank you for taking the time to speak to my attorneys this morning, blah, blah, blah. But she quickly removed it before they could respond.
I missed that.
Just so she could screenshot it and show it, but it was gone from you couldn't find it on Twitter.
She thinks we're idiots. She really does.
But then you do have the idiots that believe her.
Yeah, there are some. She had to send that tweet and delete it. She had to.
She absolutely had to.
I didn't know about that.
But she knew that Twitter was going to, or YouTube was going to respond and be like, what are you talking about, lady?
Yeah. Oh, man.
So, back on the summer, my friend Alex put up a new video today. More info on the PI searching for Summer. Let's check it out really quick.
There's something new.
Hey guys, so we are approaching the 1-year anniversary of the day.
And you know, Alex, she's one that has not exploited this case.
Not in the least. Allie is awesome.
She's kept it factual, on point. Yeah, she's cut it all down to the basics and the necessities.
Yep.
Summer went missing, and we have recently found out that there are private investigators hired by the Wells family but working pro bono that are currently out searching for Summer. So this is a screenshot from a recent article from WJHL about the private investigators. C&C Investigations, who are also known for their work in the Luke Vance and Thomas Hastings cases, have focused their efforts on searching for Summer since July. So after seeing this, I wanted to know more about these private investigators, or as I like to call them, the uppers. So Chris Coball of C&C Investigations has been doing this for 13 years. He has an associate's degree from Northeast State Community College, and he does have a private investigator certification through the state of Tennessee. Did want to check out their reviews, and I only found a couple, but the ones I did find seem to be pretty good. Chris is also a member of the Tennessee Professional Investigators Association. So at least we do know that he is qualified, but I found something really interesting when I was looking for him on Facebook, and I don't know if this is the right account or if this is pure coincidence. I found a Chris and Trudy Coball on Facebook with Summer Wells as the profile picture and the background picture. And there's only one other post, and it's nothing interesting. Okay, guys, that's all for now. Just wanted to give you a little bit of information on who is doing the searching for Summer.
That's sweet.
That was a very well done video. That was sweet.
Yeah.
So there's now private investigators that are looking after this. Good.
Yeah,
you know, at first I tried to give the township, well, maybe they don't have the resources. This is new for them. They don't know what to do. But we've gotten to the point now where it's like,
even what are they from Texas? The EquiSearch.
EquiSearch, yes.
I mean, they've been out twice.
It's sad. It's scary.
It is scary.
I just could not fathom if this was my child, my situation, my case, and how all of this has gone down. It's just disheartening.
I'd be a complete mess. Yeah.
And I would not come into the public eye, just like a little Michael Monkey Vaughn.
Yeah, Mikey.
Yeah. He doesn't, you don't hear much about him because his mother hasn't spoken much. Matter of fact, she did an interview with somebody, and the way she was yelling at a 2-year-old was very, very disheartening.
The only thing I've seen, I do see a lot, Crazy Crime Chick does post about him. Update.
About Michael.
Yeah.
I have to go over and check her out because I haven't heard much. And like I said, I know that that's up to the parents. They've stayed out of the public view with it. But at the same time, it's like, where's that baby? What's going on here? Mother doing an interview, and she says to the 2-year-old, or about the 2-year-old. Did you hear the way she spoke to the 2-year-old?
Yes. And yes, I don't agree with it.
It was horrific. And it's like, you already had a missing child. How could you speak that way?
Yeah. Publicly,
right. No shame, just for everybody to hear.
Orrin and Orson still has me baffled too.
Oh, didn't they make the arrest against the parents?
They did.
Yeah.
But they're just vanished.
And what was that? Almost 2 years as well?
Yes.
Yeah. I think they said they were never ever in California, right?
Yeah. Like I don't. Oh my God.
I know.
I just like with these without a trace after a year or longer just baffles my mind.
So heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, the foster parent, the adoptive parents, were charged, right?
They were.
And then I think they dropped something or added something recently.
I'll have to check into it. I haven't looked into it lately.
Yeah.
Classic and Sincere, yeah.
Yeah, that's their real names.
Their birth given names, which they should be recognized as after what these people did.
They should. And I should have said that, but then you say that and people don't really know who you're talking about.
I agree. That was all of this has been so sad. Well, Delaney, I appreciate you being here with me today.
Yeah, of course. And I think also the next big one to watch is going to be Gannon.
Yeah,
I know that it got held over again, and but that is one that I am very invested in.
And I think the judge in that one said he wants the news and all of her interviews and all to be included with her. Yeah, so that this way she can stop trying to trick them out, because they're doing, is she sane? Is she not sane? And she's kind of messing with the system here.
Exactly. And it was supposed to start in June, and now it's going to be October, but still I will be patiently, because that I followed through for so long, and that really touched me.
Me too. That was a horrible one.
Yeah. So but thanks for having me up, and I'll step down. And you said you are going live tonight?
Yes, I'm going to go live tonight.
I'll be there.
Thank you, Delaney.
All right. See you all soon.
See ya. Thank you guys for being here with me. Hopefully summer is respected at the visual. Hopefully there's not too much drama. I doubt it. I'm sure there will be, but most importantly, hopefully we get answers soon. We need nothing important, Charlotte. Just making mockery out of other tragedy exploiters. Everybody pray for summer. Remember summer. This is all about summer. I hope everybody has a great day. I hope to see some of you back here tonight, and we will see you soon. Sorry, I'm reading a text. I got distracted. Yes. On the channel, time goes by very fast, especially on YouTube. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you all shortly.